How about now? Give me a check. Give me a check, Cedric.
Let me see. Hello?
Wait, say something
Yeah, I
again?
can hear it.
That's great, but I need you to say something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, you need to be way louder. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself through. I'm like, damn. You're gonna have to say everything you were trying to say.
Yeah, hold on. Give me another check. Mic check.
Check. 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello.
I'll just put you up to 200.
Cool.
Cool. I think we're here now. So hopefully you guys can hear. Let me know if everything
Let
is
me see if I can
okay.
crank myself up. Oh, no, I'm actually maxed out on my other thing.
Yeah, now it's all good. I think we're good.
Damn it. Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was Brian's not here today. Cedric and I. Cedric here. He's our level designer, also known as Antgrass, if you know him from Descenders modding. So yeah, we're in the multiplayer server. So if you guys do have the Patreon build, hop in multiplayer and join the event, the new event that we added last week. We're gonna run some laps in here, and we'll tell you about what we're working on, what we got planned for next week. Got some big updates for you guys that I think you'll be excited about. So we can talk about those. Just missed a gate. I need to change a setting. Where's restarted checkpoints off? Um, yeah. So what we've been working on this week, I've been working on a tutorial. So hopefully, the plan and the reason why is because we are going to pull down the current playtest and replace it with a new one that has everything. So this map, the multiplayer mode, the multiplayer server, all the stuff the Patreon members have been getting, we're going to drop to the free Steam playtest next week. We were going to do it this week, and then we decided to hold off another week to do some more polish because there's some bugs and things we want it to be a little better. So the plan is that you guys will get the free Steam playtest will get access to everything for a limited period of time. It'll probably be like a week or less, starting next week sometime and running through the weekend. And then we're going to take down the playtest for a while we work on some stuff, and then come back with a free Steam demo sometime around October, probably. So you'll have a chance to get the free Steam playtest updated version next week. So that's what we've been working on. I'm putting a tutorial in there. And Hodge has been working on modding. He's already got modding working. So I think if you're part of the Patreon, you might get an update tomorrow that has the first version of modding. That'll be very basic. But it's enough for you to get in there and start making mod maps.
Yep.
And that's the main stuff we've been working on. What am I missing, Cedric? Anything?
Well, on my side, I've been working on stuff for sure. We were talking about modding. I've been kind of busy trying to make some videos, tutorial videos for when you guys are gonna hop in there and trying to make some trails. So, trying to give you guys the pro tips because I've been working on making trails and stuff on Descenders for like 4 years, and now hopping on Cranked has been like it's all about. Well, yeah, it's been a year now, a little more for that now. So, working on those videos and then been making a bunch of trails as well. Joe's been trying to keep up, making everything raceable.
Yeah.
Struggling a little bit, but
Yeah, there's third person, the main chain. Oscar Photography says, what will the Patreon members get if the playtest will be free and have all the same things? The playtest is limited time. So that playtest that allows people to get access to everything you guys have access to is only going to be up for like 5 days. And then it comes down and everyone gets removed access. So what Patreon members get is they get to continue getting access to it, and they continue to get updates, where everyone else, it's going to get pulled down and there won't be any updates for months. So it's just a limited time playtest. That's it.
someone says, "How
Uh,
do I play it? I used to hate, but now I want to play." I'm
hmm.
glad you like it now. We have a free playtest on Steam right now. Joe was just talking about that, but we also have
Yeah,
a Patreon, dollars a
the
month.
the current playtest is not great. Like, the trails were made so long ago, the physics have changed. So some of those trails are really hard to run right now, which is why we're going to pull that one down and replace it with the full one for a few days. So wishlist it and follow us here, and you'll get notified when that playtest goes live, probably next week sometime, and then you'll be able to try everything out. But if you want to get access to all this stuff right now, everything you see me playing now is available in the Patreon version if you're a Patreon member.
Yep. We're trying to update as much as possible. We like last few weeks we had a 3 weeks in a row streak of updating the Patreon, so we're always trying to make sure you guys have new stuff to play, making sure it's worth it and all.
Yeah, we should have a build going out tomorrow, which will be 4 weeks in a row, I think is the plan, but we'll see what happens. But tomorrow's build, if it goes to plan, will be 7 new race trails. First version of modding, very bare bones, basic version of modding. Testing of the new tutorial system that I just put in. And what else? The artists have been working on optimizing the rider and bike models because we realized that when you're in a multiplayer server, everyone else other than yourself,
Yeah.
those models are like have a really high poly count. So if you get a server with like 20 people in it, your performance starts tanking. So the artists are working on optimizing that. So when we do the play tests, we can hopefully try to get like at least 100 people in a server and not have it crash. So that's part of the reason for the play test is to get as many people to like help us stress test the servers as possible.
Yep. Excited to see new gear as well when we get to that.
Oh, keep an eye on chat and call out those questions if you see them.
Yep. Let me see that actually. Will this be better than Descenders? Apples and oranges, right? A lot different. We're trying to do more of like a race-oriented kind of game. If you like the free ridey kind of stuff more so, of course, Descenders is a really good pick. We're gonna try to put up like more free riding kind of material in the game. Currently, it's a downhill bike. Most of the trails are just racing tracks, but I sprinkle some jump tracks in there. Of course, there's a lot of variety. There was like currently in the Patreon open world map, we have a little more over 40 trails to play. I don't know how many that is in kilometers, but it's quite a lot. So, uh,
In kilometers.
in miles if you want, but is it on Roblox? Nope. It's gonna be on Steam. We're gonna try to put it on console later down the line, but that's for quite in some time now.
Other exciting news is we have partnered with a sound designer
Yep.
and we're going to start getting some like proper sound effects in the game, like all kind of handcrafted, hand recorded, like proper recorded bike sounds. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, sir.
If you guys play Rooftops and Alleys by Michael, he's a indie dev. It's actually his wife who's going to be the sound designer
That's
helping
sick.
us. So super cool. If you guys don't know Rooftop and Alleys, it's a parkour game that's really awesome. So support your indie devs. I think it's cool to be able to partner with him and his wife and help us make the audio sound way better.
Someone just said, "Is it easier to release a game on Steam versus console?" It's so much easier to release on Steam or just on PC in general. Releasing a game on PC or Steam is it's basically anybody can do it almost. Whereas with console, there's a lot of hoops we have to jump through. I know Joe is a little more familiar with that. If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, Steam, it's like you basically can just like upload a build, they review it quickly, and it gets approved in like a day or two, and boom, it's live on Steam. Like it's really quite a simple thing. Um, with consoles, you got to go through Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo and get approval, and it's much more rigorous. It needs to be more bug free, more polished. Like they're a lot more strict. So the process is quite hard, which is why most devs are shipping on PC first, and then they wait till the game's like pretty polished and bug free before they try getting it on consoles. So that's why it's been a while. Well, it will be a while until we actually start working on consoles.
Stick. Someone says, "Can you do a tabletop or a table?" We have free whip physics, and I've been able to pull doing tabletops with it, and it actually looks pretty steezy. I don't know if Joe has that level of steez. We can try to put him in
Man, I
action
got
there.
everything you got plus more, dude. But let me find a spot. Yeah, if you pull the sticks away from each other in the air, it kind of does what looks sort of like a table.
Yeah, we might have some like tricks later down the line in the game. I think it's in the plans, and I know that that definitely makes it a lot easier if you're trying to do turn downs or tables to have that like just as a bind. We'll see how that evolves. It's not been a first priority for most of the time we've been working on this. We're trying to focus on making the more of the racing stuff and the multiplayer stuff, and currently we're trying to get modding in the game as well. We were talking about that earlier.
What up, banana?
Banana. So,
What's up, everyone on TikTok? This game's called Cranked. If you're new here,
yep.
we are the devs. So if you got questions about the game, let us know.
Oh,
We got a minute and a half left in this run. Then we're gonna switch to a different trail. I
Someone
don't even think I've
says,
laid a time down yet.
"Have you thought about adding an in-game casino?"
No, and probably won't just because it's gambling, and then you're gonna have different like age restrictions. So probably won't have any gambling in the game.
Yeah. And that also translates to us. Also, I want to mention specifically there won't be any microtransactions in the game. You pay for the game, you got everything in the game.
Yep.
It won't be complicated like that. And also, way more standard work for a way of working through it. So,
Oh, hit a tree
oh my
trunk.
god.
And I'm sloppy today. I haven't been playing much because I've been working on this tutorial stuff.
Yeah, you got to get back into it.
Gotta get the flow. I also widened a lot of these gates in the next build because they were driving me nuts. So
Yeah.
this trail should be a little faster next build.
How much cost the Patreon? It's minimum if you want to just access everything, $5 a month. So, equivalent to buying one like soda, one Monster can a month, which is pretty chill. And
Yeah, and
also, oh yeah, go ahead, Joe.
and I'll just say if you stay subbed for long enough to spend $50, you will get a Steam key. So
Yep.
when the game launches.
If you don't like the monthly subscription format and you just want to test the whole game out for a month, you can always just like do the subscription and then cancel out after the month that you paid for, and it's like owning the game for a month, so it's pretty chill.
I'm not even gonna get a set of time. That was lame. All right, I'll hit the flow trail while we wait for voting. So there's a 2-minute grace period after your. So what we're doing, we're playing a new multiplayer mode that we added last week. It's called Fast Times, and dude, we should make once Fast House is coming in the game. We should make this like themed after Fast House because they're always talking about their whole like thing is like Fast Times, like House of Speed. So we should call this like the Fast House Fast Times mode. Anyway, it's 15 minutes on a trail, and then after the 15 minutes there is a 2-minute buffer time. So like if you're in the middle of a run, you do get 2 minutes to finish a run, which is what we're waiting on now. And then we'll have a 30-second voting period to vote on the next trail, and then we'll repeat it, and you have 15 minutes to session, get your best time, and move on. It's all open world. Like this whole map is open world. Let me hop in the drone. We also have different types of drones. I'm in the arcade drone right now, but if I wanted to, we have a full FPV drone sim, so I could hop in that. You can see we're working on this huge open world. This is what Cedric's been working on lately, is adding all these trails. Just these trails you see right now is zone 1. There's going to be 5 or 6 zones. So you could see it's going to be massive, probably like 60 trails or more. A Steam key, a Steam key is how you would claim the game on Steam. So Steam is like the app where the game will be sold. And that's if you got a Steam key, you could plug it in there, and then you own the game without having to buy it again. What do we want to do? We got.
Said, dude,
oh, I didn't vote. We're
you gotta
doing
hear
red
this,
light
Joe.
pledge.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
go ahead.
that's gonna be a one. He said, if this isn't Descenders, I smell a lawsuit incoming. This is funny because we both, Joe and I, have all already spoken to their dev team and Rosie, and I was in the Descenders community for so long. They're fully aware of this game, and there's no strong feelings about it copying it or whatever. There's plenty of games that look similar. This is just one genre of extreme sports video game. It's just a mountain bike game, and it happens to be in first person right now, and it happens that I make the trails, and I used to make a bunch of modded maps for Descenders, so it might look a little familiar, but at the end of the day, we're just two completely different games, and there's no lawsuit incoming.
Yeah, I mean, there's no legal grounds to even sue us, so
Nope.
we haven't taken any of their code. We're not stealing any of their assets or anything.
Nah. Someone says, what's the best bike for Red Light Pledge right now? What are you running?
I'm going downhill just because I want a little more forgiveness in like hitting a rock or a root.
Yeah.
This trail's so long, like it's more about just getting through it than it is getting an actual fast time.
Yeah. That's true.
But if I get a good time with downhill, I'll probably switch to enduro, see if I could go a little faster.
Yeah. Sutton's really fast, and he's always on the enduro bike, so maybe something's there.
I probably, for a trail like this, should turn on restart at checkpoints.
Yeah. A lot of people right now asking about, is this only on PC? Is there console launch? Blah, blah, blah. Do you want to talk about that, Joe?
Yeah, so right now we're developing on PC. It's still like early alpha versions. We've only been working on this game a year, and we're a small team. We started with 2 people. We moved up to 4. Now we just recently got another, so we're at 5. It's only been a year. We're developing for PC first, and it'll come out on Steam initially. And then our hope is like 6 months or so after the Steam launch, we'll do the console launch. and hopefully Steam launches early next year. So console sometime mid to late next year is the plan. No plan for VR and no plan for mobile at this time, but we'll see what happens. And if you want to play now, we do have a Patreon, and it's $5 a month, and you can get access to everything we do. We typically do an update every week or every other week, and you guys get access to like early development prototype stuff and get to test things and give us feedback.
Yep.
Like these roots that I was almost to the bottom. It is
Someone's
compatible with
talking about.
controller, Zach.
Oh yeah.
It's better on controller. Most of us play on controller. I don't know of any of the top guys that use keyboard. Here's a good one. Your Peepaw Toe. Nice username. What's the difference in all the non-motorized bikes? So right now we do have 4 different bikes, and you can change them with the keyboard. They don't look different, but they do feel different. We're kind of just testing the physics now before we get the other bike models in. But the main difference is the downhill is going to be the most heavy feeling, sluggish, like not as twitchy and maneuverable. It has shorter bunny hops. But where it exceeds is in the downhill and in the rough stuff. So it'll like glide over rocks and roots better. It can take a heavier hit and a heavier impact from like a jump or a fall or a drop. It's bad at climbing. It's bad at like initial pedal speed. And then the trail bike, which is on the other end of the spectrum, is really twitchy, responsive, easy to flip and spin. It pedals uphill the fastest. It has good like pedal acceleration, but it can't handle like rough terrain, and you'll crash a lot on like rocks and roots and things like that. And then the enduro bike is kind of like a middle ground where it just kind of blends the two. So that's the difference.
How much when it comes out? What's the price tag on the game? Do we know that?
We haven't announced like an official price just because the launch date's so far away still. But it'll be similar to competitors, and most of the competitors right now in this space are like between $25 and $35. So somewhere in there is probably what it'll be.
Yeah. Here. Let's see.
You know, we'll see. Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and it's $150. Maybe we'll charge, 120. That's a joke. Just kidding, guys.
I'm gonna ignore Tom 10's comment. He talked about the Sugarberry Rock again.
Oh yeah, Sugarberry Rock.
People are bothering me with that on
that
purpose.
Should be fixed next
point.
build. Next build has a lot of little fixes, improvements, little trail polish here and there, bunch of stuff. I do need to fix those Prancer gates though before we do the next update because that's probably still broken. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, 2 seconds up. Let's see what we got. What other questions we got, Cedric? Read their names too if you can. Just give them.
Yeah. Dude, you saying that, and as soon as I started reading the names, man, it started being. I'm dyslexic or something.
We'll try at least.
Bart's is saying, "Isn't Descenders free?" It's free on the Game Pass side of things. So if you're on Xbox, but like,
no. The answer is it's not free. Game Pass isn't free. You have to pay a subscription to get access to Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
so it's locked behind a subscription. I mean, if you consider that free, if your mom pays for your Game Pass, then yes, it's free. But otherwise, no, it's not a free game.
And even then, if you're on the Game Pass / Xbox or any of the console versions, you don't really have modding compatibility there. So at least for me, before I started playing modded Descenders back in the day, I had a little under 60 hours of playtime, and I got bored, and then I stopped playing. So having modding compatibility is huge. If we're gonna do console launches, I don't know how modding compatibility is gonna be. That's a discussion we haven't really kind of entered, but the way that Descenders do it, they just put a bunch of some of the modded maps from the community into their bike parks folder, and then you can play those. Probably do something similar to that at one point if we have some really good maps.
Yeah, Descenders on PC, at least like outside of Games Pass, I think it's $25 on Steam usually. Yep. We're gonna try to make modding cross-platform. The key with the console companies like Sony and Microsoft and them is you can't let modders mod scripts and like code, make code changes. So that's why our plan is to only do modding for maps and not allow like other stuff so that it can work on consoles too. So that's the plan, but we'll see. We're going to do the best we can, but it's really up to the consoles, like what they want to approve or deny.
Yeah. Someone says, will there be more than one map, Joe?
Eventually, yeah, but we're working. This is a massive open world map. Our initial goal was 40 trails. We've already exceeded the 40 because Cedric here moves so quickly. So now our new goal is 60. And then after we get around 60 and this place is filled out, Cedric's going to move on and start working on a new map. We've got ideas for different maps. One will be kind of like an urban downhill vibe, tropically. We'll do a deserty one. We're also toying with the idea of doing some like bike packing adventure type maps where it's more like longer, not like not like one big kind of bike park mountain, but instead it's kind of like a longer adventure type map.
Yeah,
But yeah, the plan is we'll release a bunch of maps. Plus, with modding, the community will be releasing maps all the time.
for sure. Oscar with the fire questions. Will's map is very laggy for some reason, says Oscar.
First place.
We have a lot of optimization to do in the game right now. That's one of the main things we've been talking about over the past few weeks. We're currently, for example, optimizing the player model. The player model is like, if you're in multiplayer, everybody has the same model, but like if there's like 50 different player models going around, that's going to tank your performance. So we've been working on that. Same goes for the environment. We're going to optimize a lot. So you should see some performance boost over the next few months or so. I'm for sure.
I had to get a job just to keep paying for this absolute gem of a game. Says Caleb Porter. Nice. Sorry, I'm reading chat real quick. I want to make sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah, it's moving fast.
Also, why won't they make a bigger team, like a charity you can donate to develop the game faster, maybe even better? I mean, that's basically what Patreon is. Like Patreon, you guys can go there, give us money, and if the more money we make on Patreon, the more people we can hire. But Patreon's only bringing in $3,000 a month right now. Our burn rate with 5 employees is like $30,000 a month, maybe more. So, we'd have to get like 10x or more the people on Patreon to justify it. Games cost a lot of money. People cost a lot of money. We try to pay our employees fairly. So, yeah. The more you donate, the more we can hire, but we
Yeah.
need bigger numbers.
How many hours do you have on this game, Joe?
I don't know. I know in Steam alone, and we didn't even have it up playing on Steam for a long time. In Steam alone, I'm probably like around 150 hours. But in total, I mean, most of the time I'm playing in Unity when I'm working on the game. So easily, I bet I have over 1,000 hours for sure. And I still am not as good as Suitin.
Someone's asking about tricks. What's their name? Lev on Radon. I think I read that right.
Yeah, we can talk about tricks. Our priorities, like I said, it's only been in development about a year now. We're still not fully satisfied with the regular old riding physics, the ground physics, the air physics. Like I want to dial in those and make those feel as good as possible before I even think about adding tricks. I think if you just add tricks too soon, when other things aren't dialed in, it's the wrong order of priority. So we don't have tricks planned for the 1.0 release. 1.0 is going to be focused on more on like racing and just proper riding with tricks like scrubs, whips, flips, spins, all that kind of like free physics type stuff will be in there. And then after 1.0, we'll do an update where we add in like dirt jumpers, maybe some BMX bikes, and then all the trick stuff and free riding and slope style modes and all that is the plan.
Yep.
But we need we need to get the game out initially and then maybe be able to hire an animator or someone who's like super good. I have an idea of who I want to get, but gotta wait till we have some money.
Tom 10 says, Antgrass, will you make more maps for Cranked after this map? Yeah, we were talking about that a little earlier with Joe. So once I hit the 60 trail mark in the open world map and all the challenges for every section of the map is, the trails meet that requirement, then yeah, we'll be moving on to new ideas. As Joe said, some kind of urban style map. We're talking about canyon style map and maybe introducing even some newer game modes with a new environment. So like we were talking about bike packing, where there's like longer runs where you have to try not to die too often. Try to see where you can take risks and everything. I've been talking to Joe about that for a while, so we'll see what comes from that. But for now, yeah, got to finish that open world map. I'm moving fast though, so keep your eyes peeled.
I saw, yeah, OT Willie J. Are there like flips and stuff? Yeah, I just did a couple for you. But yeah, it's all free physics. The game's free physics based, so we don't have any canned animations in the game. So if you've played MX Bikes, it's a similar vibe where you have the two sticks you know, the two triggers are pedal and brake, and then the two sticks are, I can go show you over here. So like left stick, left and right is going to be you're moving the bars. Left stick forward and back is like leaning forward and back, and like tilting the bike forward and back. Right stick left and right leans. So if you do both sticks left and right, you can like really get the bike down low, do some sharp turns. And then right stick down and up is like crouch and how you hop. So you crouch down or stand up. And then in the air, you kind of just move the sticks around to do all the different here. Like let's go down this trail real quick. Yeah, in the air, you know, you can move the sticks around and do all kinds of flips and spins. And if you like tuck in a flip, you're gonna flip faster. And if you stand up in a spin, you spin faster. And there's like it's a whole thing. And you can like make it look steezy or not. And it's very style based, like based on who's actually riding, since there's no canned animations. You know?
Give me 30 seconds, Joe. I'll
Yeah,
be
go
back
ahead.
in a second.
Feels like the game has been in the same state for a whole year. Do you want to see what it looked like a year ago? Because yeah, let me show you. Let me just pull something up and I'll show you. Because it looks very different. And I'll prove it to you right now. Let's see. I want to make sure you can see this. Yeah. Here you go. This first clip right there, that was a year ago. Now it looks like this. It's quite different in a year. A lot of the work in the beginning we were doing on didn't include any art. So for a long time, the art wasn't kind of changing too much, but now we've got another artist on the team. Art's going to start moving. But yeah, in the beginning, I mean, it was just like very janky, ugly prototype. So it's been moving very quickly.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, when you make video games in public, you know, there's a lot of things people actually aren't really going to notice out of development. There's so many things going on in the back end. And, you know, that's one of the things as soon as we started, like, working on this game, we were pretty open. We wanted to do an open prototype format. So there's so many things you guys are seeing that, you know, if you play any other game and they release the game, you know, you haven't seen any of the behind the scenes process, which is what we're revealing to you guys now. So it's an entirely different game.
Oscar says, what bike do you recommend for the jump park? I would do either enduro or trail. If you end up crashing a lot because of a G-force, like when you crash in the top right, it tells you why. If it says G-force, you could always go to like a beefier bike like enduro or downhill. But if you want like really fast spins and flips and like twitchiness for jumps, the trail bike feels really good. Would love to see gloves you get for completing trails. Absolutely. We'll have a lot of rider customization, especially gloves for first person, because that's like one of the only things you see in first person. We'll have a lot of exclusive stuff and stuff you can only earn by completing certain challenges or, you know, beating certain parts of the game. So there'll be a lot of things that are very like prestigious and, you know, earnable.
Yeah.
A lot of real world brands that coming in the game too. We've already partnered with some, like we're riding the Frameworks bike. We'll have real world gear brands as well.
Someone says need to add character customization ASAP. That's actually in some of the next couple of things we'll be working on.
Yeah, let's talk about the roadmap.
Yeah, sure.
Why not? Right now we're working on modding. We know a lot of you guys want to get modding going because some of you guys want to start working on it, like start getting some mod maps ready for when the game launches. So Hodge is working on modding. He's already got it working. He's got mod.io integrated. So modding should come out to Patreon members soon, this week or next. After modding, he's going to move over to another pass on physics, third person animation, like the camera, a lot of the like basically trying to make things steezy. Like we got a steezy pass. Like right now stuff's just not steezy enough, styling enough. So we want to make things look better. So that's what he's going to work on next. And then after that, I'm trying to think what's next. After that is probably fixing the wheel. Like with some of the physics pass, I think included there will be like fixing the wheel colliders and some other things that we've been trying to do. We want to kind of fix the turning and bunch of stuff there. But then after that, we probably should get working on customization soon. That's like one of the main things that we haven't gotten to. That's like needs to get in before the game can launch.
Yeah,
And while he's
a lot
doing
of
all
the
that,
elements.
I'll be working on all the challenges, the career challenges. Can we go vote? Yeah. So right now we've got some challenges, but we need to add it for a bunch of other stuff. I want to vote though. Jammer drop, death grip. Oh, red light play. Wait, what's the bottom one? I can't see because you're.
Oops.
Ooh, scoops. I'm going scoops, but it's not going to win. I got third. You know, I'm happy with third.
Yeah. Someone says, if you get mods working and people make like a Red Bull helmet, can you get sued for that or anything? We weren't. I don't think we were gonna have with modding like modded gear. Not
Yeah,
sure.
so that I mean that's why we're not doing modded gear, right? Like we're partnering with real world brands. Also trying to partner with Red Bull. We've partnered with Red Bull in the past in our other games. So if there's a Red Bull helmet, you know, it's going to be an official Red Bull helmet in partnership with them. But yeah, that's because we're trying to go kind of the official branded gear route. That's why we won't be doing mods for gear and stuff. But, you know, that's not to say, you know, we're not doing that for like a money reason. Like we're not going to charge you guys. It's not like the Red Bull helmet will be like a $20 DLC or something. You know, we do want to partner with a bunch of gear brands, but our plan is to like update the game and keep that gear stuff free and lock it behind challenges and achievements and things. So you can earn the gear, but you won't be able to buy it. Like we won't have microtransactions or anything.
Yeah, so we'll stick to modding being for modded maps. Someone's asking what would modding do? Yeah, just we're gonna have more content, so more trails people can make and stuff. We're gonna use I think mod.io
Yep.
for modding implementation. So there you go.
Also physics, like we've got a bunch of physics sliders that we have access to in our physics engine that we made in Unity. So I want modders to have access to all that. So if a modder makes a map, let's say they make a map, I mean, just you could do a crazy example, like make a map on the moon and they could adjust gravity and a bunch of different things to make it feel like you're on the moon. Or maybe they just don't like the way our physics are and they want it to, you know, they want to adjust the suspension for their map or whatever. Then, you know, they can tweak that stuff as well. So modding will be mostly for maps and some bike physics stuff.
Yeah. We get a lot of people asking us how much the game will be. We don't really know right now. Joe was saying earlier is if we had to estimate right now, we'd probably say between 25 and 35, but again, there's like nothing concrete about that yet.
Yeah, that's around where competitors sit, like MX Bikes, Descenders, Mavericks, Riders Republic. You know, so we'll sit somewhere around competitor pricing.
Yeah.
Oh, what platform will the game be on, Cold? Initially PC, and then after the PC launch is kind of out and stable, then we'll work on getting it ported over to consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, and hopefully Switch 2. If it can run on Switch 2 performance-wise, I'd love to get it on Switch 2.
We've been getting a lot of really positive comments this stream as well. Someone said on YouTube, Derelitica, I think their name is, just dropping by to give props. You guys are working fast and you got priorities straight. Good crap, much love. Thank you so much. A lot of good comments. It's a very good sign.
I saw another one. Okay. Oh, well, you have to approve the mod maps. How does that work, Cedric? You probably know more than I know.
Yeah, with mod.io, ideally people approve mod maps. Like on Descenders, I used to be a moderator for approving the stuff. Like usually, like there's no strong reason for people to go, no, you can't put that. Like there's not a quality threshold. There's just a threshold of like if you're posting a virus on mod.io or not, pretty much. So
yeah, or if you got a map where you
reason.
just, you know, there's like a bunch of rocks shaped like penises or something, then it, you know,
yeah.
Stuff like that might get denied.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Any thoughts on adding soundtrack? We don't talk about that too much. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah, I definitely have like plans for music and soundtrack, but it's kind of low on the priority list. Next up will be sound effects. We're gonna have a bunch of sound effects made for like all kinds of different bike stuff. The way gravel sounds and dirt and wood and loam and suspension sounds, and you know the stuff we've had in the game has been placeholder. I think it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound great. So got a sound designer who's gonna start working on the sound stuff soon. But I think for music, most of us just listen to our own music, so that's why that's a low priority right now. But definitely, once we have more time and money, I got plans to hire a composer and get some custom music made. It'll probably be a lot of like ambient chill sounds. I think all of it'll be instrumental. Probably do some more like heavier, active instrumental stuff too for like races and interesting parts of the game.
Yeah, it's sick. A lot of people saying, is this going to be on VR? We don't have like that's not in our roadmap at all. I think a lot of people have been talking about that. Would be cool. But I will say one thing. I used to work on a game a long time ago. I did like some commissioning for a guy that was working on a VR mountain biking game, and I'll say one thing. It took a lot of tweaking to get it so that I wasn't gonna barf behind my VR headset.
Yeah.
It's super nauseating to be behind a bike on VR because you don't actually have like the G-force feel. So it gets really gnarly. We'd have to look into it for a long while. We'll
I mean
see.
the problem right now is that VR is still like kind of slow. That's why you get motion sickness is because there's an input delay from like what you see and feel and like your brain. There's like a delay there and it messes with your brain. So until VR gets to where there's like zero latency, you're gonna get motion sickness. Like go play MX bikes in VR, and if you can do more
Oh
than
my
like
God.
2 laps, then
Yeah.
maybe you would enjoy it. But I know for me, I don't want this game to VR just because I know I won't be able. Like I'll barf. So
Yeah. Same. Console, not yet. We have to finish making the game and then put it out on PC. Uh, I don't think we have an exact date for any other releases than PC at all, right, Joe?
I mean we've got like internal goals, but we haven't announced any proper release dates. Hopefully next
Yeah.
year though it launches fully on PC and console sometime next year is the plan.
Sick.
Oh, I had a run going, dude.
Someone says, "What inspired you to make the game?"
It's a great question. I've been riding bikes my whole life, and I just love everything about bikes. And I'm not great. I'm an okay rider. I'm not a great rider. But when I watch the top pros, it just looks so fun. And I always thought like I want to be able to do what the top pros do. And unfortunately, it's just not going to happen for me in real life. So the inspiration for this game was to really make a game that can put any player kind of in the seat of a pro rider, someone like Jackson Goldstone or Asa Vermette, one of those top guys who can just like crush everything and have fun with it and flow. And so that was the inspiration, is to really make anyone feel like a top pro and have a really fun, addicting racing downhill mountain biking game
Sick.
to start with. And over time, we'll expand on it and add other modes, other types of riding, freestyle, whatever. But
Yeah.
that was the initial motivation, I think.
Yep. Someone's been saying, "What engine is the game mode in Logan?" Is it? Yeah. We're making the game in Unity, so if you'd be interested in making mods as well, you'll be working in the Unity software stuff. So if you're familiar with that, for sure, especially like that's a good thing for modding as well, since there's a lot of people that are going to be coming from Descenders for modding, from the people I spoke to. So that's going to be super familiar as an environment. It's a bit more of a recent Unity version, but uh, still, when I picked it up, I was like, this is practically the same thing. So super comfortable for modders. Uh,
Oh, these rocks, dude, are killing me.
yeah, I'm
We need
watching
a
it.
way to hang out at the bottom of the chairlift, says Gavin. That's a great call, and we already have a plan for that. So Erin, who's hanging out with us over on the Red App side of things, she's been part of this community since basically day one. I think the very first stream we did, she was hanging out in there. And she had an idea to put a cafe on the map, and a cafe could be like the meeting point where you can like find people to ride with, hang out, just like a gathering spot. So that's what we're gonna do next to the bike shop. The bike shop is where you'll customize your bike and rider and buy new gear. Not buy new gear, but unlock new gear. And next to the bike shop will be Aaron's Cafe, and Aaron's Cafe will just be a fun little hangout spot. We'll have voice chat eventually, so you can go there, meet people. I think there'll probably be some challenges and achievements that are like co-op based. So if you need to find a buddy to go ride with, you can hang out at the shop or the cafe and find a friend to partner up with and complete some co-op challenges.
Someone says, "Can you make Darkfest?" I was thinking about it. Can I do that, Joe?
I mean, yeah, we can replicate stuff. We are going to get Cam McCall in the game. So if you guys know who Cam McCall is, he's been the commentator lately for Crankwork stuff. He also commentated Natural Selection, which aired yesterday, which Natural Selection is kind of similar to Darkfest. And we're trying to get Natural Selection in the game. So hopefully next year's Natural Selection we can get in the game. We're trying to talk with Red Bull, trying to get Hardline in the game. If you've played the Wales map, you would know that it is Hardline, but we're trying to make it official.
Yep.
So yeah, we're down with replicas. We know people love them.
Someone says, "What does track failed mean?" What does track failed mean, Joe?
Track failed. So you got these yellow gates, and if I miss a set of yellow gates, when I hit the next set of gates, it'll tell me track failed. So that's the way racing works in real life. When you're in a UCI like downhill World Cup race, you got to make it through every single one of those yellow gates, and if you miss them, like say if I missed one, you'd have to go back, pass through it in real life to not get disqualified. So that's how we set it up in this game. So you have to hit every gate. If you don't, you'll get a DQ.
OT Willie says, "How much have you spent on the game?"
How much have we spent on the game money wise?
Yeah.
It's probably like around 300K at this point, and that's been a year. So games cost a ton of money. And most of that money just goes to paying staff. Yeah, we've probably spent around 300,000, and most of all of it is coming out of our own pockets, the owners of the company. We don't have a publisher; we're self-funded. Like we put our own money into this thing to fund it. So between Patreon, I think Patreon has made maybe 30 or 40,000 total over the last year, and then the rest of the money has come from us. Did you make MX skills? Bike Enjoyer asks. A lot of the team came from Turborillo, who made all the Mad Skills games. So if that's what you're talking about, Mad Skills Motocross, Mad Skills BMX, all those games, yes. A lot of us, like the 4 founders of this company, all work or own or are somehow involved in Turborillo in those games. Our artist Maggie works at Turborillo. So yeah. Bunch of us. Oh, I missed a gate. I don't know if I'm gonna get time. I got 3 minutes left here.
Dennis says, "Has it been harder than you imagined to make the game?" I assume he's been saying.
Something. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like some stuff that I think should be very easy ends up being super complicated and difficult. And then the stuff that I expected to be hard sometimes is like super quick and easy. Like Hodge, I thought modding would be hard, and like Hodge, it's been like a week and he's already got it working. But yeah, stuff like physics, the wheel physics, like some physics bugs, multiplayer, and the smoothing of multiplayer, and all that kind of stuff is what's been very, very difficult. But yeah, physics are probably the hardest part of it, also the most important, and I think what sets us apart from the other games the most.
Someone is claiming that we can make this entire game in 2 to 3 weeks.
Go for it, dude. Let's see what you got.
I mean, simply just the environment, like having 40 different trails where I thought about placing every single, technical section, every rock, every route. I mean, go ahead, bro. If you want to make it in 2 or 3 weeks, I give you the challenge, but it's a lot harder than it looks. Generally, game making is a lot harder than it looks. Like, AAA companies, they announce their game like a year before they actually put it out, and that's just like a tiny fraction of the actual time they work on some games. Some games take like 7-10 years to be worked on, and that's with like hundreds of people working behind the scenes to make it happen. So it's a really difficult industry to get into. So if we're 5 people and we're trying to make a big open world environment with really good bike physics and make sure everything is working well, then yeah, it's gonna take a little more than a year, dude. So
could I put something out in a year? Absolutely. Like we could release this now and say we made a game in a year, but I want it to be as good as it possibly can be, and it's not up to my standards yet. And I'm pretty picky, so
yeah.
Can't win though. If we release a game early and please the people who are saying it's taking too long, and then we release it, you'll say it's too buggy and it's not good enough. And if we take too long, then people get impatient. So no matter what, people are going to complain.
Yeah. I mean, he's saying he makes games for a living, so ain't nothing stopping him from making a mountain bike
Yeah,
game. There you
what
go.
games have you made? Share them with us.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Someone says there should be a currency system in our game to go from park to park and you get money. I don't think you agree with that, Joe. As far as I know.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Yeah, I can mention that real quick. I don't want any currency in the game. I don't want any no managing money. Not like I just think managing money in real life is a chore as an adult and it sucks. And I don't like, why do I want my gameplay? Like, I don't want to live life and do all that stuff and then come into a game and relax at night and be like, how much money do I have to spend on a new bike? Blah, blah, blah. Screw that. So instead, it'll be challenge based. So you go to the bike shop, you look at the bikes or the gear you want, and you could see, okay, if I want to unlock the Frameworks bike, I need to go complete these 6 races or whatever I got to do. And then you go do those things. You go back to the bike shop and they say, congrats, here's your bike.
Yeah. Dennis talks about will you be able to customize your bike?
I was muted. Oh, maybe I muted both when I hit that mute button. I think I did. I didn't want you guys to hear my blow my nose, but I guess I muted Cedric too.
Yeah,
Um,
I tried.
bike customization, yeah, we will have bike customization. It's not going to be like you're not going to be able to like tune suspension or anything like that. At least at the start, we're a small team and we're partnering with real bike brands. So most of the customization will be swapping between different complete bikes from different bike brands. So like, do you want to ride Frameworks or Atherton or whatever? And then probably a lot of color customization for other parts, like, you know, change the colors of your pedals and your grips and all that kind of. What happens if time runs out? When time runs out, you get 2 minutes to finish your race. If you don't finish within 2 minutes, then that's it. So best run that you can do within 15 minutes plus a 2 minute buffer is what counts. If you don't set a time, like that race, I didn't set a time on the leaderboard, so I just didn't place.
Logan says, how good of specs do you think my computer would need to play this game? How adjustable are the graphics? What do you
I
think
mean,
about that?
a lot of the optimization stuff will come later. Like we're still really early, so there is some graphic settings and things you can turn down to make it smoother. It does run on a pretty low end PC for the most part, and we're trying to keep up with optimization as much as we can. I don't have like a minimum specs to tell you, but I don't know. We've had some people playing some potatoes, and it's been fine. I also tell people if they join the Patreon for $5 and it doesn't work on their computer, just message me and I'll refund your $5.
Birchaw wants stickers in the game. We want
Yeah, I
stickers?
think stickers would be cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking it'd be cool if like people in the community could submit sticker ideas and then we could add them to the game.
McKay says we still need the Antgrass build laps. Like with the Matt Jones, the song he puts on it. I could
All right, there's a
I could
time.
do some kind of build
Fourth
laps.
place.
Uh how much will the game cost at release?
We don't know. 25 to $35 probably around there, but it's too early to tell. Is this a new route? It's a newish trail. We took out Lefty and Cedric made this one instead. Lefty was taking up a huge area. So we took Lefty out and replaced it with like, I don't know, 4 different tracks instead. And I think this one's way more fun and so are the other ones.
Yeah, for sure. We've been making the open world environment progressively as we've been making the game as well. So I always kind of have to come back in and uh, check myself because Lefty was getting it was kind of an old trail and it was taking a lot of space. And as I was getting better at making trails for this game particularly, I figured it wasn't as fun of a trail anymore. So progressively, I kind of come in and change things. I don't just make a trail and call it a day. It's really important to come check it out if it feels old and all. I've been we in the next build we'll probably have a bit of a spruce up of the zone 1 and 2 trails, maybe even some of the other zones, but like some of the stuff on there was very poorly sculpted. I had to come back there and like give some of the jumps a little kick, you know? So,
Yeah. Oh. All right. We do a thing here where sometimes I give away a free Steam key over here on the Pink app side, TikTok. Just got a new time. So we'll see. We got 100 people in here right now viewing. Let's see if we can get it to like, can we push 150? If you guys share the stream, if we can try to get 150 concurrent, I will pop a Steam key in chat for someone lucky winner to grab and claim. So feel free to share the stream if you want to, or tell your friends, get people in here, and if we can get that number to 150, we'll do it, which should be doable. We usually hit 150. So
Run it up.
see what you guys got. Keep an eye on it too. If I'm keep an eye on it if I can, but sometimes I miss. We're at 115.
Someone says, "Oh, X says this looks exactly like Descenders." I'll take it as a compliment, considering that game was worked on for like 4 years, and our game has been worked on for 1 year.
I mean,
So
Descenders has
technically,
been out like 7 years.
yeah. I mean, technically, if we look like Descenders right now, that's great. We'll keep going.
We don't play like Descenders, and you can take it from Cedric here, who has 4,000 hours in Descenders.
Yep, I can give you the exact number of that actually. It's not a good flex to say I have played thousands of hours on a video game, but just for proof of concept here, I'll tell you my exact numbers. I have 4,333.8 hours on Descenders, including, modding and just racing and playing the actual game. And let me tell you something, it feels a whole lot different. Might look a little similar because it's a mountain bike game, of course, and we're playing it in first person, which, a lot of people in Descenders like playing that might look a little similar. It's like, there's games that look really similar and they play entirely different. And there's so many arguments to say, I'd prefer playing Cranked over Descenders. I prefer playing Riders Republic over this or that, So as I said earlier in the stream, apples and oranges,
Yep.
different experience.
I think we compare Descenders a lot just because it's the most popular mountain bike game. It's the longest running mountain bike game. I mean, it's a classic, dude. It's a epic game. So anytime someone says we look like Descenders, it's pretty much a compliment. But the main thing I didn't like about Descenders as a mountain biker myself is it didn't feel like, and it doesn't to me, feel like real riding. If you've spent any significant amount of time on a real mountain bike, you would agree that it doesn't feel like real riding. It's too slippery. It's a little too arcadey. It doesn't mean it's not a good game. It's a great game and it's a very fun game, but it doesn't give me the vibes I was looking for from a mountain biking game that's trying to capture what it feels like to actually ride. So that's what our goal was to make a game that felt like riding with tech and rocks and roots and proper racing structure and all those things.
Yeah, I mean, and Caleb is saying the only thing Descenders has on this game is the tricks right now, and this game I like a lot better. So that means we've been, putting our time down rightfully so, trying to make the part that we like first and making it good. Because we didn't think about making, tricks the priority in our game. We wanted a little more race focused initially. But I mean, we're still gonna come in and add tricks to our game for sure later down the line. There's
Yep.
a lot to come.
An X asks, do you offer black riders? Not yet. Right now, we just have one redheaded female in the game. But yes, the plan is to have rider customization, so you can change things like male, female, skin color, hair color, all the kind of fun customization stuff. We want to have all that in the game. It's not only first person too. Who just asked that? Colton Taylor. We do have third person, but third person's a work in progress. Like the camera, we're not happy with. The rider movements, we're still not happy with. There's a lot of work to be done here. But we prioritize first person because we really want this to be like an immersive racing game. And that's kind of how it was originally designed. In the beginning, we didn't even have third person. So primarily designed for first person, but third person will get worked on here again soon once Hodge is done with modding.
Yep.
Thanks, X. Appreciate you.
How many maps are there? It says Shane mountain bike.
Let me show you. I'll show you the map right now. Currently, we've got this huge... The game is going to launch with a big open world map. We do have another map called Wales, which is based on Red Bull Hardline. It's kind of like a one-off thing. But this is the open world. So there is a ton of trails in here. I mean, trails everywhere. Why is my camera getting that weird thing again? Oh, whatever. So yeah, open world map. Our goal now is 60 trails, and in the future we will release new open world maps. So this is just the first open world map we plan to make.
Yep.
Do a flip. All right, I got you.
Do a flip. I'll be talking about what Keon just said. Thoughts on Riders Republic? I think it's I mean, I'll start. You can tell what you think, Joe, personally. But I tried it a little bit. I think it's definitely not my cup of tea. But dude, there's a lot of good arguments to be made about Riders Republic. There's a big map, and I think you know, it does the arcade style of mountain bike riding and all the other sports it covers great. Um, I wouldn't go ahead and compare it to like Descenders and even, you know, Mavericks or Cranked, which are all games that are trying to do specifically mountain biking. But it's a really good game nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I played it a bit. My issues with it for mountain biking is that it's just like every other mountain bike game where it's all big dirt colored highways of smooth trails and there's nothing tech or rough about it. Like there's no rock gardens or like root gardens, or is that a name, root garden? Um,
Sure.
it just doesn't capture like the tech riding vibe for me. It's good at, you know, freestyle and throwing big tricks and doing trick lines and all that stuff. It's also super arcadey, and it's animation based instead of like free physics based. So it's quite a different play style than Cranked.
Yeah. Someone is even asking, like Sebastian's even asking, what do you think of Mavericks? Because you know, I kind of brought it up offhand there, but uh, I think it's similar to Riders Republic for me, just kind of like focused on the biking aspect. I think it's got a lot of so like, got a lot of good points for me. I think I quite like the open world environment, like the graphics, and I like the bike models. The gameplay style is a little less for me. I think it's a little too arcadey for my liking. So I could see how it could appeal to a lot of people though.
We're talking Mavericks.
Yep.
Yeah, also another different play style, very animation based, not free physics based. So it just kind of depends what you like. If you like more Riders Republic style, you probably like Mavericks better. If you like more Descenders or MX bikes, you probably like Cranked.
Yeah,
Very different.
for sure. Thanks, Kion. Appreciate it. We're trying to answer everybody. There's a lot of really good questions coming through right now. So
Let me ask you this one: Red Gang, did the game come out yet? Technically, kind of, sorta. So the game is not fully out yet. It's still in alpha, but we do have a Patreon up. So if you actually do want to get access to everything we're working on, you can by joining Patreon for $5. But if you're looking for like the full launched version of the game, it's not out yet, and it won't be probably until next year. Oh, went too deep, missed a gate.
Emil says, "Wow, now Descenders does have a lot of tech trails and routes and rocks. Yep, but mainly in modding and in bike park maps that have been made by, uh,
Yeah,
you know, the modded community. When they initially made the game, and I've been playing Descenders since 2018 when they were still, I think, in beta. They initially didn't have that in the plans of adding like more technical features. And so, you know, naturally when you first start making the game and you make the physics engine and you don't have that particular part of the game in mind, you know, it doesn't come so naturally when in context and gameplay. So I find myself slipping a lot in technical sections in the centers, and I think that like compared to real life, you know, like it's a different feeling. You know, in real life, if you lose traction in a technical section, you're done. And whereas in Descenders, it's just like it's another Tuesday. You're always losing traction in rougher sections. So, someone says, please don't make it first person like Descenders. We're gonna have third person as well. We're actually gonna be working on that as we work on the animation and kind of what Joe called it earlier, the steez pass. We're gonna be um, kind of fixing a bunch of the animations of the rider. Some of the movements, physics, and stuff is going to be you know, looked into as well. So all that stuff is, you know, in progress right now. We'll call that. Yeah, he says the first person is horrible in the centers. Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't call it horrible personally.
it's horrible.
I have, you know, grown accustomed to it personally, but
Now
there's just
we
a
spent
lot of
so much
issues with
time
it.
on our first person camera. Plus, our first person camera has a crap load of customization. So if you don't
Yeah.
like what I'm playing with, like you can change it like crazy. It's got basically all the settings that MX Bikes has. You can change the tilt, you can change the pitch, the FOV, the placement of it vertically and horizontally. Like there's so much you can do.
S says, "What are you planning to cover in the Steez Pass?" So, as I said, so a lot of movement animation. So basically, right now, if you go in third person, the game doesn't feel as enjoyable because your rider isn't, you know, it feels a little stiff and all. So, just giving a little rundown on how the character moves around on the bike is going to be super useful. Um, Probably also change the, well, no, not probably, most definitely we're going to be changing the in-air physics. So a lot of the stuff that's around whips, spins and everything, um, that's going to have to change quite a lot. Basically just make it like on all those fronts I just said, making sure you look good on the bike.
Like we've always said internally, it feels like a different game in third person than it does in first person, and it shouldn't. Like we want it to feel the same. First person feels so dialed to me, and like third person just doesn't. It just feels the camera's off. Like it just there's it's just not good enough. So that's a big part of it is getting third person feeling good. But
Yep.
also we did the very bare minimum, like rider like movements and getting the rider positioning dialed and all that. So a lot of that stuff needs to change, like the placement, the way they crouch and jump, and the way they lean and scrub, and all that needs to be worked on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how are you gonna do like a sick edit if your bike model is all, or your rider is just, riding all jank? I think it's gonna be a little
Yeah.
boring on that front. We need to cover that as soon as possible, and that's what's kind of what is gonna be happening. I mean, as soon as we're done with modding, right? Like we barely have anything. We're gonna go straight into it, right?
Yep. Think
So
so.
there you go.
And the
Is
wheels
it gonna
too.
be? Yeah, of
So
course, on the wheels.
the wheels can sometimes clip into the ground and then cause you to get stuck, and it's just because the physics are moving so quickly and the game engine's not updating fast enough. So we've
Yep.
got to redesign the wheels and some other things there.
Someone says, "How can you do a bunny hop?" It's the same thing as in skate, or even in Descenders, I think it's the same keybind because it's just so perfect. Um, you push down on the right stick, and then so that's prepping your bunny hop, and you're just crouching down, and then you pull back up,
Yeah.
and that's gonna do bunny hop.
So depending on like if I switch to a different bike, I can do bigger hops. You can also add in the left stick. So if you want to do more of like an American style bunny hop where you kind of like pull up the front first, you can. But if you just do right stick alone, it's just kind of a Euro style bunny hop.
Yep.
Like that's about as high as I'm hopping right now.
Someone's
So you
talking
could
about
tell,
story mode.
like hopping in Descenders, you hop like above someone's head. So this is a little more
Yeah.
grounded in reality.
Oh wow, actually, that's a really good way to show it.
Yeah.
That looks sick, actually.
You know,
I
you
kind
can.
of jumped the gun on that, but Sebastian says story mode, story mode, story mode.
Oh
I think
yeah.
we got to talk about story mode.
I don't know. What do you guys think about a story mode? We don't have plans to do a story mode. We do have plans to have like a career progression system and like a career mode where you do different challenges and you kind of progress through the different zones and unlock things. And, you can see a bunch of the challenges we have here for zone one. But we don't really plans to have a story mode. And the example I kind of use is sledders, or shredders. I love shredders and I play it all the time. But like when it comes to all their challenges and the little story things, dude, I just skip it. Like I don't care. I don't know. I think it's hard to
Yeah.
do a story well and not make it too overwhelming. And I don't know. Dude, look at all the people we
Yeah.
have in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people today. Especially on the, as you said, the pink app. There's a lot of people as well watching. Someone's asking, is the game out already? We have Patreon where you can play all the updates, but technically right now we're in pre-alpha, so long ways to go. There's still so many ways you can play the game. As you see right now, we have a player count of 16 different people just in the Patreon build playing in multiplayer right now with Joe. So there's plenty of ways you can just play the game right now as well. So,
What trail we on now? Oh, one of the
hey, by the
dippers.
way. One of the
Um,
dippers.
what was I gonna say? Someone said something that I wanted to respond to, but I forget. I love the
Coming up
beginning
on
of a new
our
race event because you just see like everyone starting at the same time. I love it.
yeah, it's so sick. Dude, Joe, we're coming up on follower gold, I think.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
at
what I was gonna say.
98%.
Um, I said if we hit 150 peak concurrent viewers on TikTok, I'd give away a Steam key, and right now we're 117. So if you guys are on TikTok and you want to share the live stream, try to get 150 in here. I'll drop a Steam key in chat. First to claim it wins it. Now we're up to 120. We're getting close. We're getting there.
Yeah. Austin Sauce says just dropping on. Any chance we can see what the modding tools look like so far? Can't really
Nah,
do
we don't
that.
have anything to show now, but first version is bare bones going to be like Unity terrain sculpting and stuff.
Yeah, I'll say that much. I'll say if you have modded in Descenders, you'll probably be having a relatively similar experience.
Oh,
You'll find it to be familiar.
no
That
sketch.
section is gnarly, dude.
Graphics are very placeholder. You know, like our artists, there's like no grass, no shrubs, and only a couple tree types. Like lots of work on graphics. If you guys are watching and seeing like, man, these graphics aren't that great, they will shape up a lot over the next year. Game's called Crank
Okay.
Thomas. Thanks for stopping by. We're the devs. So if you want to follow us here, you can get updates on what we're up to. Look at this wall right hit. Oh, boom.
Dude, I'm watching the stream actually, so I'm like delayed. Crap.
Oh, watch I stream it to you in real time in Discord. Watch my stream in Discord.
Yeah, I was, and then I realized there's like all the YouTube comments and stuff, so I'm like trying to look at everything at the same time. Um, can you add
Can you?
dirt jumps and dirt jump bikes? Is that what you're gonna say actually?
Yeah.
Uh,
Cedric here's put a bunch of dirt bikes, or excuse me, dirt jumps in the game. Let me go fly over.
yeah.
Hop in the drone. But there is a little dirt jump section on this side of the map. The map's huge. Even flying at, what are we going, 168 miles an hour. It takes me a while to get to the other side.
Yeah.
We have this dirt jump park. So this is like proper dirt jumps here with lots of different lines. And he's going to add more.
Yep.
More dirt jump areas later. There'll be like hidden little secret dirt trails in the map and all kinds of different stuff. So yes, dirt jumps are a go.
Yo, we've reached 150 concurrent
Oh, we did. All right,
watchers. So.
let me. This is how we do it. This is how we do the Steam key. If you guys are on TikTok, don't leave. You're about to get a free Steam key. Someone will. But let me tell you how it rolls. I'm gonna remove one letter or number, and it's gonna be replaced with an underscore, and then I will give a clue, and someone needs to figure out the clue, and then they claim the key. So let me look and see. Oh, this will be an easy one. If you guys follow us, this will be an easy one. All right, here's the Steam key. It's coming in chat. There's an underscore, and you have to replace the underscore with the letter of the first initial of my first name. So, you know, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy.
Yeah, there you go. And it's out. We'll see if anybody picks up on that. Meanwhile,
Let me know who gets it. Let me know who gets
yeah.
it. You got to take that key, go to Steam and claim it. Like, first one to claim it's getting it. You don't got to tell me. You got to figure out what my first name is, replace the underscore with that initial, go to Steam, copy that code, paste it in there in your library. Oh, someone got it. I don't know how to say your name because it's a different language. But to that guy or girl, congrats if you got it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for getting us to 150. You guys, appreciate you. For everyone who's been sharing the stream, giving us all the gifts. Do we get any gifts yet? No, actually, we have no gifters, so screw you guys. Just kidding.
Someone says one more, please, dude. If we should we do it so if we reach 200, we get another one?
Yeah, sure. If we reach 200, I'll do one more. Also, shout out to Jose, if you're in here, following us from Chile. I see you on Patreon. What else do I got? I was seeing if anyone joined Patreon. I like to shout out people who joined during the stream. Anyway, my name's Joe. So if you guys didn't know, the first initial was J. And you just had to replace the underscore with a J and throw it into Steam, and boom, there you go. See if we can get a hot lap going.
Someone says, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy. How to buy from y'all? I don't want the key. I want to support. We have a Patreon.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So if you want to support us, the best way right now is to join our Patreon. You can go to patreon.com and search for Cranked, or you can go to the links in our bio, and Patreon link is in there. And you can join Patreon for $5 a month. It's a subscription. And if you do that, you will get access to our itch.io page, which has a special Patreon build for everyone. And we typically release a new update every week with what we've been working on. We also update our Patreon members every Monday with what our plan is for that week. And we listen to our Patreon members and implement a ton of feedback from them. A lot of the things in the game are because of Patreon members giving us ideas. And if you stay subscribed long enough to spend $50 over there total, so if you do $5 a month for 10 months, then when the game does launch on Steam, you will get a free Steam key, so you won't have to buy the game again. And And that's the best way to support us right now. We're indie, self-funded project. We don't have a publisher, so all the money that goes into Patreon goes right back into help paying for staff and equipment and all that kind of stuff.
Name of the game is Cranked for everybody watching.
Yeah, and the plan for
Uh,
Cranked is really just to try to make the most authentic mountain bike game possible. We're not going for a hardcore simulation like realistic thing, but we're trying to go for a game that gives you the feeling of riding your real bike with your buddies, racing, flowing, feeling like you're a top pro, and just being able to like shred everything. That's kind of the goal.
need a pump track or slope style. I've been talking about it to Joe and some of the other people in the community, trying to make a kind of a, if you know Velo Solution style pump track where it's like these asphalt loops with the little doubles in there. Currently we don't have like a very like the way the
Oh,
pumping works in Cranked isn't like super strong like in on like a BMX bike or on in real life where you can push down the bike really hard. We didn't like really focus our energy on that. So I don't know how it's gonna play out. Definitely you're gonna have to gap a bunch. And for slopestyle, I mean, of course, I'm gonna be making a slopestyle course in here. I have to be doing it. I mean, I've been working on a section of the map called 2.5 where there's the dirt jumps, and I was thinking about it. That's the perfect spot to put also a set of slopestyle jumps, like two lines of a slopestyle course, and you guys can set it on there.
oh my goodness, that was really sketchy. Um, what was I going to add on to that?
I got sweaty palms watching you play this trail, dude.
Oh no. Oh, the pumping thing. Yeah, we tried pumping. I've never found a game other than Mad Skills BMX, but that's different. It's a side-scrolling mobile game that's a lot more arcadey. But like other than that game, I've never found a game where pumping to me felt really fun and intuitive and like easy to remember. Uh, I don't like the artificial feel of like hitting a button and all of a sudden you feel like this artificial speed boost. We messed with some stuff in the early days and didn't like the way it felt. But I do think if we do BMX racing or something, we'll probably revisit it and try to come up with something that feels good and intuitive and fun. But yeah, if we can't
Hmm.
if we can't do something great, we're just not going to do it. But there is kind of like a natural way of pumping in the game. Like the whole point of like the way you go fast and cranked is really just finding the flow, like finding what to downside, finding little gaps. So it's kind of the same idea as pumping in real life, like just trying to find all the gaps and downside things. Um, but you don't get this like artificial speed boost when you do it.
Yeah, for sure. Slater Judah says, "How is this different than the centers?" So, um, I mean, Joe, you could talk about it, but like my main thing personally is like this is a lot more race oriented physics. So if you're trying to race, there used to be like a Descenders competitive racing server on Descenders, and I raced quite a while on there. Actually, some of my friends and I organized that, and like the the physics for Descenders don't feel like they're made for racing or technical trails at all. Whereas this is kind of like it's in like almost top A priority to make sure that feels good because that's a lot of what uh, mountain biking mountain biking is for a lot of us and myself included. Jumps are also awesome and jumps need to be dialed as well, but we got to get that 50-50 balance in there and not just make a free ride mountain biking game. We
Yeah.
want to cover all scopes. So
But also everything else with the game is different. The meta game, the single player mode, open world environment, like all the things are basically different than Descenders. Also, the hard part of making a mountain bike game, in my opinion, is making tech stuff feel good. Like it's kind of easy to make smooth flow trails with jumps feel good on a bike. So that's why that's not that's not the primary focus. That's kind of easy. Primary focus for us now is making tech riding feel good. Rough stuff, the stuff that the other games have not been able to nail is what we want to nail,
for sure.
because that's what we feel like has been missing from this genre of game.
How much is the Patreon? Says Alberto. It's $5 USD a month, so about the equivalent of buying, like an energy drink can or something like a Red Bull or a Monster. So it's pretty cheap. That gets you, the full Patreon build. So what Joe's writing right now with the open world map and everything, and we update it as much as we can. Past 3 weeks or so, we had an update every week practically. So we try to make it sure
Yep.
it's you
Yeah,
know
we've had an update
um,
every week for 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks if we update tomorrow.
S says, do you have any ideas for additional multiplayer modes? You want to talk about that?
Um, I think we might have like a thread on Discord with a bunch of ideas. So yeah, we've got other ideas, but we just want to get this one. We got this one mode in here for now. In the future, like what I really want to see is a ranked competitive mode where we have a race every week and you can practice for the race all week, and then there's some sort of like finals session and you see like where you stack up and you get points based on how you do, just like in real life. And then we do a whole season of that and we see like, who's the best, and maybe there's different divisions so we can like kind of put people in different divisions based on their skill, so the play is fair and fun. But like
Sure.
a ranked competitive like UCI World Cup kind of replica vibe mode is what I'm most looking forward to. But if you guys have ideas for modes, whoa, that was weird. Let us know.
Yeah, we're all open to that kind of stuff right now. I mean, we don't have any concrete ideas for more than like two or three of them. So if you guys come up with something really original, we're super open with that. Uh, CL Breck says put something like natural selection that ran on Tuesday, slopestyle slash rampage mixture. There's
Yeah.
so much space on this open world map. I mean, I'm gonna try to cover all bases just in
Oh.
here
We're
as much as possible.
yeah, I mean natural selection, we're in talks with Cam McCall's going to be in the game, and he's the announcer for one of the commentators for natural selection. And he's connected us with them, and we're trying to get an actual like legit partnership going. So hopefully next year's natural selection will be like an official event in Crank. That's the plan. It's not official yet because we're still figuring it out, but we're gonna do as many replica events and cool things like that as we possibly can.
Yep. Do you want to do a quick run talk of our release plan for PC console?
Oh, that was so sick and fast, and then I screwed it up. Yeah, release plan. Um, we're working on PC right now. It's still in alpha. We should be hitting beta this summer. Free Steam playtest is going to go up next week. There is one now, but we're going to replace it next week with a better one for a few days. Give you guys a little taste of this map. Then it's going to come down. We'll launch a demo in October. And then hopefully December or so is like early access launch on Steam. And then sometime early next year will be 1.0. Then 6 months after that would be console. So hopefully next year is 1.0 for PC, and then 6 months later will be console release. But we'll see what happens. Things can change.
Yep. Are there different styles of riders? I mean, the game allows for it. You could, be all for racing. You could be all for steez. And coming up, when we get to it, you're gonna be all for tricks maybe as well. So when we'll have tricks in there, that could be your main riding style for sure. As I said earlier, we're gonna try to cover, as much variety in riding as possible, as we can cover with a team of five, of course. But like possibilities are endless with
And
two
fourth,
wheels.
how many we got in here though? Wait, that's the current one. 16th. All right, fourth of. Wait, why does it keep moving me? Yeah, Hodge, we got a. Hodge, what's with this? This UI's trash, Hodge. You got to fix it. Like you're supposed to use left stick, left and right to like move, but then when you do, it moves over to there. Yeah, that's a no go. I don't. We need a different way to like. It should be right stick probably. Well, because both left and right stick are doing the same thing. So one should probably be. I don't know. Need to fix the screen.
Dude, the TikTok bots are freaky as hell, man. I don't know if you've been reading
Oh,
up on some of
Ashley's
those.
back, dude.
Yeah, there's
She
two
was
of
here
them.
last week.
They're trying to get me tempted.
All right, 2 minutes, finish your run, and then we're moving to the next trail.
Yep.
How about that little
Uh,
alley oop right there? Let's take a different line.
Someone said that'll be sick because I didn't like the alpha.
Oh,
Was this a Yetkin? I tried to stick with it, but it feels so underdeveloped. Yeah, of course. I mean, with that kind of stuff, it's in the name, alpha, underdeveloped. We're working on things. When it'll be full release, you can then give us crap if it sucks. But right now, be nice. But of course, give us some good feedback if you think of something that we should change. How much is the game? Currently on Patreon, if you want to play the Patreon version, which is what Joe's playing, it's $5 a month USD. And full release isn't, we don't have an actual price for full release yet because that's not in the plans until in a while, but we're estimating maybe $25 to $35 because that's what the competition looks like. So
Evan Manderville MTB asked, "Are there any plans to change how whips work or how their physics are?" Yes, big plans. We're not happy. We're not fully satisfied with the whips, so Hodge is going to be working on physics again soon. Oh, we got to go vote. What do I want to do? Big sugar. Everyone's voting Sugarberry. Get out of here. I can never see the bottom one because of the stupid camera thing from Discord. So yeah, whips, scrubs, all that stuff needs to get redone. Like you can make them look kind of cool sometimes, but we need to step it up. They need to be better.
yep. Someone says Descenders 2.0. I see. I don't see, but I mean it's a compliment. They've been working on that game for 3 years in development, and then they've been having that game updated for 7 years, and we've been working on it for we've
A
been
year.
working on Crank for like a year. So if you say it looks like Descenders in this current state, then I'll take the compliment, and that's really kind. But we're trying to make it more race oriented, have more variety of riding that like doesn't feel like it's out of place with the physics. And yeah, so a little different than Descenders on that front for sure. Descenders is very free ride oriented, and the main game, like the main gameplay style in Descenders is like with the roguelike aspect of things, which we're not really gonna dive into all that much. So different game.
You should add track tape to this trail, like especially in that single tracky section at the top. I feel like I just saw someone in front of me like taking the wrong cutting corners and getting lost. I feel like track tape on this one is like where it would shine.
Yeah, for sure. Someone wants track marshal whistles, or just
Yeah,
marshals at all.
definitely.
Caleb.
We got a sound designer starting to work with us, but she's gonna prioritize all the bike stuff, like the mountain bikey stuff like whistles and birds and all that is gonna be easy to source later. But we want to get all that kind of stuff in there later, cowbells and chainsaws and
Yep.
all the stuff to annoy you that you'll probably just want to mute after playing for an hour.
Shane MTB, does the bike have modifications? Joe, you know that a lot better than I do.
As of right now, there's no like bike mods or customization. There will be bike customization. We don't plan to have like bike tuning, at least not in 1.0. I like when everyone's on a level playing field and it's just a very competitive racing kind of game with same setups. But if we do like suspension setups or anything like that in the future, we'll make it so that if you look at a leaderboard, you can copy someone's setup, like look at their setup and copy it and then use their setup. I just don't like when people are like paying to get some dude to make you a killer setup. And to be competitive, you have to have like some crazy secretive, amazing setup, like some people in MX bikes or MX Sim. Like I don't want to go down that route.
Yeah, it's a game, man.
Yeah.
McKay says, please, please no chainsaws. I mean, we'll put like pots and pans for you. Don't worry.
Are you scared of chainsaws?
I think he's scared of chainsaws.
Oh, I keep hitting that rock. I do want to have races like S's. He's saying the chainsaws and all that stuff should be like safe for like a boss race or some. I do want to have some races that are more like special and especially in like the career mode, whatever you want to call it. Like I think each zone will have like at least one like official proper kind of downhill big race championship event type thing. So I
Yeah,
think
for
for
sure.
those it'd be cool to have like crowds and sound effects and all that.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about the career right now. Just quickly, I mean, how do you plan the progression to go? Like, how much playtime will someone put in to like kind of 100% the game? Do you think, or like different aspects of the game? If you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, to 100%, it's going to be one thing because there's going to be so many different unlockables and achievements and gear to unlock and find. So I think 100% in it, like actually everything will be quite a lot. But I think the main, just like complete all the main challenges, I think at least like 6 or 8 hours of kind of like challenges. But then, on top of that, there will be all the bike challenges and the gear challenges and finding the Easter eggs and
Yeah,
um,
and I mean, I remember talking about that with you, Joe. I mean, because like if you say that to someone, 6 to 8 hours, that's not a lot of time, but like that's excluding all, as you said, the other challenges, and also the challenge like progression includes unlocking chairlifts and everything. And a lot of people really like this game for more of the like sandbox aspect of things, and we don't really want to start putting limits on how people want to ride or can ride. So if you want to like do the main quest very quickly and then just go on to doing other things and exploring the full map to your own uh, ideas, then yeah, like we want that to happen, and all the other like 100%ing stuff, like all the collectibles and everything, that's gonna come extra and definitely gonna be maybe sometimes a
Oh.
lot harder and push the skill ceiling for different challenges and make it, so it's like you got a lot of stuff to get done if you want that kind of play style. We don't want to restrict everybody.
Plus, the what we launch is just the beginning. Like I said, we're gonna do different maps. So every time we do a new open world map, there's gonna be new challenges, new like career progression stuff, new bikes, new gear. So just whatever we launch with, if we launch with 6 hours of like career gameplay, that's not gonna be the end of it. There'll be more.
Yeah, we have a guy spamming, I'm paying $9,000 to the first 5% or something, something. Do you have
Oh,
like modding things if you
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of get this rid ASAP? Because this guy's bothering me. Everybody that's trying to chat, just seeing this guy talk about some nonsense. That's one thing about that, the pink app is so many people spamming. Can you build a track in this game? This guy doesn't have a name. Well, I'll still answer your question. If you want to build a track, we'll be making modding compatibility with mod.io. So I actually have been working on like a tutorial kind of behind the scenes that'll be out on YouTube to learn how to make trails, and also there will be a tutorial how to set up the mod kit, which is ideally going to be super duper easy. Um, we're going to make sure for everybody that wants to make their own trails in mods that it's as accessible as possible. Modding in these kinds of game is like essential to keep the player base alive and having as much fun as possible. So
Hey,
uh,
Emily wants to know: do you believe in love at first sight, or should she walk by again?
uh, you know,
Probably gonna have
I'm
to
kind
walk
of
by again.
yeah. I mean, you're married, and I'm like definitely not in a position to be doing all that.
Uh,
So
Sorry,
I don't think
Emily.
this is sorry. Same goes for Ashley as well. How much was it? Oh, okay, sorry. I thought that was pinging me. Patreon. Patreon's $5 a month. Is there a
I
way to
need to
change
do
my
a
FOV?
time.
Absolutely. Do you
Yeah,
want to show that?
go to settings and then tab over to gameplay and scroll down, and there's FOV settings for third person and first person.
I run mine at like the maximum 140 FOV. So if you want to be running that, there's absolutely possibilities. Joe's just gonna make fun of you though, because he's been
Yeah,
making fun of
I'm
me
at
for
like
running
a
a really high FOV.
115ish, 120, somewhere around there.
I've
I
tried
like,
to lower it. I've tried playing like 130. It's like I don't feel fast. Y'all need
all
a
right.
mod to mute these bots. We usually have a guy. I don't know. I
Dude,
think
honestly, the
Jordan.
modding stuff on TikTok isn't great. Like, I'm using TikTok Studio, and like, I don't even see a way to like quickly and easily, like, there's a block button. Is it blocking it for everyone in our stream, or is it just blocking it for me? Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, that someone needs to come educate me on TikTok mod tools because they're not
Yeah,
great.
for sure.
They
Caleb
aren't
Porter
great.
wants to know what your settings are. I assume for your camera or anything like that.
I can add the spammers as a moderator. That's cool.
Oh, that's good.
Here, let me add S's. S's, I'm gonna add you as a moderator real quick because I know I trust you. Add moderator. There we go. You're a moderator. I don't know if you can figure it out better than me, but feel free to mod. What is this? Oh, manage access. I have to hit another thing. Access live record. Yeah, sure. Confirm. All right, you should be good now. Yeah, settings. If you're on TikTok and you want to see my settings, put your phone sideways and make it go into full screen mode. Otherwise, some of this will be cut off. But let's scroll down. You go to gameplay. You scroll down. Here is all. So right now I'm running a 115 FOV for first person. My third person's down to 75. I like that one real tight. Seat vertical only affects first person. I have that at 0.2. Seat horizontal is negative 0.2. Tilt factor at 0. I've been messing with this because I'm trying to fix a bug, but I think it's less buggy if you have it at 0. What tilt factor does is determine how much the camera will will kind of roll with you in a turn when you're banking in a turn. So if you have it at 0, the camera tries to stay level with the horizon and the bike will roll under you. If you have it at 1, the camera tilts with the bike. Camera pitch will pitch the camera down or up. 0 is the default. I like mine up a little because if you're in a berm and leaned over and the camera's pitched up, you can see through the turn better, which I like. Lock camera to bike. So when you do like a spin or a whip in the air, if you have a lock camera to bike on, the camera's going to move and face the direction the bike is facing. If you turn this off, when you do like a whip, the camera just stays kind of focused in the direction of movement and the bike moves underneath you. And that's it. Those are my settings.
Yep. There's a lot of good questions that came through while we were talking.
Yeah, fire them off. What you got?
Do we use wheel colliders or raycast wheels in our game right now? Because we were talking about that being an issue.
Yeah, right now it's raycast. Hodge over on YouTube can fill us in right now. What was your plan for the new ones, Hodge? Is it still going to be raycast and just a new system, or are you going to wheel colliders, or what's your deal there?
And then had Noah say, is there enduro or trail bikes in the game? There are the physics for them. We don't have the models imported into the game yet, but you can definitely try how the physics are going to feel by pressing 1 through 4 on your keyboard whilst you're playing. So check it out. Joe says top secret tech, but right now it's raycast, but he says he can't disclose what we're going to be doing in the future.
Perfect.
These bots are fire. Yeah, they're fire. Keeps me alive.
You do have a little Scandy flick feature. If you hit the brakes and turn both sticks in the same direction, you'll like kind of flick out the back wheel. And on this trail, I use it a lot. Like there's some really tight, slow corners and you kind of get that back end flicked out. It helps. We still haven't laid down a time, dude. It's hard to like chat and try to read and all that and play.
Yeah. S says they should all be gone now, the bots. So
nice.
Hopefully that's true and we can move on with our lives. Because it was funny for a bit, but holy crap.
All right, we're going to take it slow just to get a time on the board.
Yeah, this fast time game mode, you want to talk about that real quick, Joe?
Oh, yeah, we're playing a mode, or I'm trying to play a mode where you get 15 minutes on a trail and anyone in the multiplayer server can join if they want, or they can continue free roaming. But right now there is 9 of us racing on Sugarberry, 15 minutes to try to set our best time, our best hot lap. And then after this, we'll get a chance to vote on the next trail and we'll continue. It's a really fun way to play. Kind of different than chasing global leaderboard times. Instead, you're kind of going for your best time in 15 minutes. Let's see where we stand. Current, we're in 6th.
Yeah, it's been sick. It's been pushing me to try some trails I don't usually race in race mode. I tend to just chill out and ride the trails outside of it, but like that definitely pushed me over the edge and trying to make some runs happen on some uncommon ones.
If you guys don't know, we have a Patreon and we give updates to our Patreon members quite often throughout development. So we'll probably be doing an update this week, I hope, which will have first version of modding, 7 new race trails, new tutorial, a bunch of other stuff we've been working on.
Yeah. Earlier I saw someone comment they were going to ask when we were going to have the different bike models put in the game, because we do have the physics, but we don't have the bike models. What's the plan for that?
Yeah, we're waiting. We're prioritizing real bike brands. So I'm waiting actually on 2 different bike brands to send me their design files for their frames and all that. So once we get those, then Damien can start working on them. They likely probably won't be in the game till summer, but we do have bike brands lined up, ready, just waiting on them. So I will reach out to them again shortly, probably, and see if we can't get them sending some stuff over.
Oh, Joe, Emily wants to take a nap with you. Says let's take a nap together.
Sorry, man. I only have one nap buddy.
Yeah, same here. Where are the brands? Says they don't have a name, but they are saying, where are the brands?
We currently have a Frameworks bike in the game. That's the only branded item in the game, but we do have other brands we haven't announced yet. We're waiting for the right time to announce those brands, but stay tuned because there's more coming.
Yeah, Joe's riding the Frameworks bike right now. If it wasn't obvious already, incredible bike.
Which Ace of Vermet just won the first race of the UCI series this year so far on the Frameworks bike.
Yeah,
First year in elites, took his first race win.
for sure. Aaron says these ladies have good taste but poor timing. I mean,
uh,
yeah, for
this
Joe,
turned.
very poor timing. About a decade or two off, I think.
How do you
But
do it? Yeah, like 2 decades. Yeah. How do you do a whip in the game? Let me show you. It's all just with the two sticks, so you kind of gotta just practice throwing around the two sticks. Everyone kind of does their whips a little different. I'll try to throw one at some point. Oh, my time's bad. When I'm racing, I don't throw as many, but here, let's see if we can get down here. Ah, there we go. Did we move up? One position, went to fifth. Here, let me go show you a couple whips. So we'll go roll down Lakeside. It's a good one to practice your whips on. But when you're in the air, just take both sticks. Just move your sticks around. You know, you can scrub if you move them on the face. Like lean both sticks to the right on the face and you'll scrub. But like we have no canned animation, so it's not like other games where it's like, okay, hit this button and you'll do a whip. You know, you got to move the sticks around.
yeah, for sure.
Dude, I like your new version of this trail way better.
Yeah, where I've been just talking about the fact that the trail he's riding right now, I went back in and I spruced it up. I added some new features and I carved some of the jumps a little better, give them a little pop. Feels really good. But yeah. Is there gonna be different parts with different feelings you can change on the bike? You've been talking about that a little bit already today, but
Probably not initially. We're a small team. There's only 5 of us on the team now. We started with 2 self-funded indie devs. We don't have the size art team to make like a bunch of different bike components and let you swap stuff out and have different physics for each one and all. Like that's just a huge undertaking. So 1.0 will definitely not have anything like that. Maybe in the future after 1.0, depending on how successful the game is. Maybe.
yeah, for sure.
Ooh,
Hodge,
Junior.
I agree with you, Hodge. My cortisol levels get really high sometimes using TikTok.
Nico estimated price when the game drops 25 to 35 would be my estimation, but don't quote me on that.
What about Brandon? It says just use AI. Uh, for coding, I think we've been using some AI, but I don't. We're not going to be using any AI for the art side of things for the game. I think making a game is quite an art, So we want to
Yeah.
keep that kind of alive going. But for coding, we definitely use Claude as a tool to sometimes get us out of trouble with certain things, and also it gives the ability for Joe to help out Hodge or main coder on the game. So Minty from VT also noticed a little mini map under Cedric's camera. Cool, yeah. Joe worked on some of the map stuff, and he added also a little mini map. You can check out where your friends are in the map and everything with that. It kind of zooms out if you go a little faster, which is a cool feature. So
You can also open up the big map. You can now zoom the big map up way out. You can see all the different trails we have. So like, this section is much more worked on. But
okay,
the
he
next
says
update has a ton of new trails in this zone. Right now, you just see one. There's like 7 or 8 in the next update.
yeah, for sure. Says coding used to be art too, brother. Can't wait to try this. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would make an argument. Coding can also be an art style. It depends kind of how you approach it with those kinds of things. Because I could argue, there's an artistic approach to everything in life. So definitely a big topic there, though.
Oh, rock art. Yeah, the nice thing about like AI coding stuff is like people who wouldn't be able to code. Like when we first started this project, I'm not a coder. I'm not a programmer. I'm the game director, the one in charge for the design of everything, kind of leading the team. I don't code though, and I didn't know how to code, and I still don't know how to code. But now that some of these AI tools are getting so good, I can help out Hodge with stuff. Like I was the one who put together all the map stuff. I did a bunch of different physics tweaks. I've worked on camera stuff. I'm currently working on the tutorial. Like none of that would be possible if I didn't have AI, unless I learned how to do it. But as busy as I am trying to do a bazillion other things on this project, I don't have time to learn that stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
definitely allows a small team like us who is on a tight budget to get more work done. But yeah, like we won't be using any AI for audio, visuals, anything like that. Like, you know, we want artists and people like Cedric handcrafting the level design and all that kind of stuff.
Max Warren says, I can't lie, it looks really chopped and not really smooth. I mean, Joe's writing is pretty chopped if you ask me, but if you're talking about if you're talking about the other riders riding around, they look a little choppy. I'll get behind I'll get behind that with you. That's something we were working on in the back with
Yeah.
Hodge as well to make sure, all the riding looks smooth from a third person perspective, but also all the multiplayer stuff is smooth and good running, so everybody looks awesome on the bike and you look awesome on the bike. So
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a little choppy right now, but that's part of the Steez update we're doing. Like that, if you're new, but we've been talking next in the roadmap after modding is kind of like the Steez pass, making things look steezy and smooth things out, and some physics tweaks and wheel colliders and like a whole bunch of different things. And a lot of that'll be based, trying to make it smoother and feel good and improve it. I'll tell you though, when you're playing it though, it feels so much fun.
yeah, for sure. I've been having a
Anytime
lot of
I
fun as well.
anytime we get on here, we can't stop playing. Like we'll get on here and play like Cedric, me, and Hodge and Damien. Like we'll sometimes be up here till like 2 in the morning just ripping laps together.
Yeah, it's not healthy, is it?
Probably not.
uh, Tom wants the new racing on the new Super Hard Trail skill issue. Um, I actually wanted to say a little thing about that. The progression with all the pro line trails, it's not like super defined yet, but like basically Joe and I initially spoke about making all the pro lines trail like initially just be the challenge be like clear the damn thing without dying. And then if you do clear it, then I guess you could unlock some kind of racing challenge, but that's not. We haven't like done a full run through of that part of the progression, and I'm sure Joe's gonna get to it and have a lot of fun doing so because
Oh my
I'm
god,
super
dude.
excited to have more of that stuff.
I don't know how I'm gonna test that challenge. Yeah,
You
when
can
it
ask
comes to
me.
like challenge ideas, race ideas, stuff like that, let us know, and we're pretty much down to do what you guys want in that realm. If people want racing on that trail, then we'll just add racing to it. It's fine.
Rylan
Okay.
is, I think he really wants to know how much this game is. Rylan, the game is currently on Steam. The playtest is free, but it's not a very good representation of what we've been currently working on. So we have a Patreon that Joe's currently running, and it's a little $5 a month. You can always just pay the $5 for 1 month, and then just like you know, cancel your sub and just keep the game file of that current build. But then you won't get all the updates. So you can choose to support us in a whole bunch of different ways. I've never made it to the bottom of skill issue, dude. You got a skill issue then.
Yeah,
It's
that's
quite
what it
hard though.
is.
I think Sutton has a really good run on it. I'm okay on that trail because I made it, but it's definitely a challenge, and I'm gonna be making a lot more of those kinds of trails or like more challenging trails because I think it's fun to race and like push the boundaries of the world record, but also just like having stuff that's just generally really hard to do cleanly uh, all throughout without dying is also like another really interesting challenge in this game that we haven't really tapped in and explore. And we started trying exploring it with like trying to do the jammer drop stuff, which we're probably gonna either take out or rework. But the challenge itself is still something that I hadn't thought about at all while making these trails like to that level. And now I'm like seeing there's a big opportunity for like a whole bunch of like really difficult, almost frustratingly hard trails for the people that are a bit too good at the game. When does the full game release? So I'll let you talk, Joe. I'm running out of saliva.
We don't know. Hopefully 1.0 drops sometime next year. That's best I can say. We don't know. We're developing this game in the open, kind of sharing everything along the way, letting people come in if they want to join Patreon, get access to all of our builds as we develop it. So if you want to get involved, you can head over to Patreon. But as soon as we know an official release date, we'll definitely let you guys know. But the plan is sometime next year.
Yep. We get a sponsor from RockShox or Fox. Go ahead.
I'd love to. We haven't talked to either of them yet. But if anyone has any connections with RockShox or Fox, let us know and we will reach out. Yeah, I definitely want to get both of them in the game if possible.
Hell yeah.
We're going to Crankworks this year, so I'm hoping some of these brands will be there. I think RockShox actually has a huge. I think they're actually part of like Crankworks, one of the sponsors. So I think I have a connection with RockShox and know some people that know some people. So hopefully we can meet up with them at Crankworks Whistler and make some deals happen.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're not. I mean, as much as we've been putting a lot of effort in trying to have a lot of different brands in the game for the gear and all the different bikes that you'll be able to unlock throughout to get a good progression going and get people excited, myself included, and the rest of the team as well. We love those brands and we want to feel badass. So we also have we're probably gonna have like some kind of like off-brandy bikes in the game for like in the very beginning. Um, we've been getting a bunch of people sending us like CAD models of their like personal custom bikes. So I'm putting that out there on YouTube and TikTok. If you make like bikes in CAD or something like that, and you have like all the linkage and everything set up, and it's like a proper geo, like send it over. I mean, we're still open to trying some things out, so for sure check it out.
What was I gonna say? Will you try to get sponsors from RockShox or Fox? I don't know what you mean by sponsors. If you're talking about like gameplay sponsor, like where you can like ride good and get a sponsor in the game, no, we don't plans to do any of that. I feel like every action sports game that's like the go-to meta game is like get a sponsorship, and it's like I don't know. I've been playing action sports games since I was like 8, and I'm sick of just grinding for sponsorships. So,
Yeah,
we will not be doing a sponsorship type gameplay loop.
yeah, for sure. That's a special name. Fluff Daddy says, anyone remember Downhill Domination? I wasn't alive for it, but I definitely think it's an awesome game.
Dude, everyone keeps talking about it. I don't know why I never played that one. Like that was like my I was playing all those games in that era and I must have somehow missed that one. I don't know.
It looks really sick. It's definitely really arcadey and like it looks kind of jank in places, but like the I just like the retro, well,
Yeah.
retro for me kind of aesthetics. Um, Absolute classic. I'd agree with you. Tom 10 says, "How does the new root tool work? Is it a spline?" Yeah, kind of. It's a spline tool. Yeah, it is a spline tool actually. And then there's like different things for how it actually will spawn out on the floor. There's like a random generated version of it, like where it will just spawn random roots. I don't like really that one. I think it's kind of lame because I like placing all my roots manually to make sure the gameplay is dope, and also with the way it's currently at, like the way it's currently at with the root tool, some of the roots don't really look that dialed or like realistic. So I kind of just go in and do my thing.
Speaking of, tell us cuz Antgrass here is our level designer. Like in your opinion, what do you think makes a good trail? Like what do you think about when you're working on a trail?
Yeah. For me, you're asking, or for the
Yeah,
people
for
on
you.
stream? Uh, Depends honestly. I mean, every trail is like you kind of go off of a prompt as much as that sounds a little weird, but just go like, what kind of trail do I want to make, and then from there on out, it like that and that shapes what makes a good trail or a bad trail. For and also this depends on like all the difficulties. So, um, for like easier trails, easier flow trails, you just want to make it as accessible as possible without really necessarily taking away from the excitement. And then for the you kind of want to like drip feed harder features as you progress along, like blue, red, black, and then proline, just to make sure it stays entertaining, but you don't want to totally mess up uh, your player. And also, on the realistic side of things, like what ends up happening with a lot of trails, that's definitely one factor that I think is super important for like Cranked. And even when I made maps for 5 years in Descenders, I mean, one thing that came in handy was different sizes, different scalings, because if I was to do everything in the game to one scaling, it wouldn't have the same level of excitement. So for example, certain jumps I go kind of crazy. I make it very large because it's about how you feel while riding a lot more than how it is how
Yeah.
accurate it is from real life. It's a video game for crying out loud. I'm not going to try to make everything one to one. If you want to go, the most realistic mountain biking experience you can have is out there on your bike, and you can have it any time of the day almost.
Ah,
So if we want like a cool game where you feel badass on a bike, I want to set it over a 100 footer. Why not? So what makes a trail good is how exciting it is for all the different levels of players,
Cruz
I'd
is
say.
asking if there's an option to turn up FOV. So I turned it up as high as it goes for you, and I'll try to do a lap. I can't. I hate it this high. But yes, we do have a lot of camera customization, including FOV. This is how Cedric rolls like a maniac. Looks like you're going a bazillion miles an hour.
Because you are, dude. You're so fast right now. Yeah, we gotta add Panini projection, dog. That's where it's at.
Dude, I feel like you don't even know Panini projection. You just like to say the phrase.
It's just fun, dude. But like it is a cool. There's I think in Unity it's like built in. You can have that as like a post processing feature. Panini projection. That's so
But yeah,
funny.
this is high FOV. Watch me get my best time ever, like with this crappy FOV.
You're
Oh no, I'm
still in
3 seconds
res.
up. So I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like it like that.
Colin asks, is it going to be on PS5? Yep. Later down the line, hopefully. Um, Once we do the full release, we'll be checking all that out. So
I'll bump to 120. What are your graphics settings? Ultra, fog on, post processing on, shadows on, screen flash off, mini map on, LOD bias as high as it goes, terrain pixel pretty much as low as it goes. Those are my settings. Is this being played off Unity Studio? I don't know what the Unity Studio is, but
oh,
no.
like
I
the
mean,
app.
oh no, I'm playing on Steam. I mean, we make the game in Unity, but it's uploaded to Steam for internal dev builds and stuff.
If we were on the Unity Studio, we'd be getting a lot of very cool features that are going to be on the next build. A lot
Wait,
of new trails, a lot of new raceable trails.
what's Unity
Fixing a
Studio?
bunch of trails as well. So I'm excited for you guys to play that out.
We're gonna do one more race, and we're gonna end the stream. So we got about another 20 minutes left. If I've missed any questions, or if you guys have anything, let me know.
Are you all planning another dev dem with Pathfinder?
Probably. Brian lives there, so yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna do more. Pathfinder was talking about doing it once a month, or maybe even more than that. I don't know if they ever got around to like doing that, but yeah, no. There's been talks about more stuff at Pathfinder. We're gonna do more stuff around the whole country, especially once the game's out and we got some money. Brian and I talked about doing like a little road trip around the country, stopping at bike shops, putting on events, doing group rides and little contests in the game at night. Like we've done some here and there with our friend shops, and it's a blast.
Yeah, for sure. Someone says, you used to have long hair, right? I'm not tripping, am I? No, I got trimmed up. I got the super cut. I got tired of having long hair.
All right, I
So
got time
that's
for
what
one
happened.
more. See if I can put a burner on the last attempt. One time I
I'm
beat
trying to.
Cedric right at the buzzer beater.
That was not fun.
It's the best thing I ever
Got
did in my
very angry.
life. Oh, missed too many gates right there.
If I beat you again on one of these, you have to buzz your head as well.
Dude, I can't. I'll lose all my strength.
These streams are gonna get real confusing if I'm still on.
Would you sponsor other riders? I would love to do that someday, but we have no money. So as of right now, no. I sent some kid some stickers once, and he said he was going to put it on his bike. Does that count?
You sponsored.
If I become a millionaire thanks to this game, I'd like to sponsor some riders and have like some up and comers riding some crank jerseys out there.
Yeah. Someone says, bring Steam Decks to Nationals at Snowshoe. Dude, that would be so sick. I actually don't live too far from Snowshoe either. I think
Dude,
it's just
Brian,
like
we'd probably go. What month is Snowshoe Nationals?
forget. I think it's in the summer though.
So we could probably hit that up. We're waiting for the new race to start.
What's the game called? Cranked. For everybody that's on here that doesn't know, this game is called Cranked.
Could you fix the arms? Yeah, a lot of the stuff will get fixed. Arms are a little plasticky, look a little cartoony. Plus, we'll get gloves and jerseys and all that kind of stuff later, which will help. Plus, like animations, like the movement of the arms. Like Cedric's been complaining about it forever. Like, when you're riding, a lot of movement in the elbows, so we got to like get that in there and other things.
Yeah, she's stiff on the bike. We gotta get that sorted.
Oh, can we vote? Yeah, Junior, Iron Knight, Lakeside. What's the bottom one? I can't tell.
Oh, Hodge is saying Unity Studio is an entirely different thing. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, what is
It's
that?
like a new browser version of Unity.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not using that. I could not
Hell no.
imagine using a browser version.
No. Someone says, "Oh, TikTok Cash, dude, you really want to know if you wouldn't get it on Xbox? Not at the
Not
minute.
yet.
We'll get it
Not
on
yet.
the release, maybe.
Right now, if you guys want to get access to everything we're working on while it's still in development, not fully released yet, you got to join our Patreon. If you want to try the free Steam playtest, there is a free Steam playtest. You can also wishlist it over there. Wishlist very helpful for us. We will have a new Steam playtest going out next week is the plan, if all things go according to plan, which will have everything you see here. So the open world map, Wales map, multiplayer, the new multiplayer mode, all that stuff should be going out in like a limited time Steam playtest next week. So hit the wish list thing, follow us over there, and then you get see updates. We post updates on Steam too. Um, you can also join our Patreon for free. So if you just kind of want to follow the Patreon, every post we do on Patreon is available to free members. So like if I post an inside dev blog or whatever, all that stuff is free. The only thing we kind of lock behind the $5 subscription is getting access to the builds. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's still worth it to join for free over there. You get a lot of like insider info. You can talk to us, whatever. Same with on
Lost
Discord.
Lost Pebble says, "What's the objective of the game, and are you making the graphics cartoony or realistic?"
Here's a time.
So
The graphics will stay stylized. They will change a lot from where you see them, but the plan is to keep it stylized.
yeah, no grass
Um,
yet.
the goal of this game is just to make an authentic feeling mountain bike game that has proper mountain bike trails, rock gardens, routes. This trail's a good example. Like this feels like a proper downhill racetrack. Um, most of the other mountain bike games really pay attention, especially the first party stuff, not modding maps. But if you pay attention to first party trails in every other mountain bike game, all the trails are smooth. You're just on dirt colored roads. It's hard to make physics work on rough terrain, which is why a lot of the other games don't have it. So that's where our goal is try to make a game that feels like you're a pro and you're a badass and have authentic trails and riding.
Yeah, and I mean, I think also he also kind of meant like, what was is there like a quest line or like a career mode? What's the how do you 100% the game? I
Yeah.
mean,
So open
that's like
world,
the whole thing.
challenge based. The mountain will be locked up when you first play. There'll just be like one chairlift you have access to, and you got to complete a bunch of challenges. Upgrade your lift ticket to one that gives you access to the next chairlift. Go to the new zone, unlock more challenges, complete stuff. Upgrade your lift ticket, kind of rinse and repeat. And that's kind of how the main progression system works. There'll also be like a progression system for bikes, and there'll be a whole gear progression, and they're all kind of intertwined together. But
Yep,
you'll be able to play in multiplayer mode and single player mode, online, offline, with friends, without, however you want to do it. We'll probably have some co-op challenges in here. Hoping to get proximity chat at some point.
for sure. And I mean, he's got one more question. He says, "Is there realistic physics?" I mean, I don't know about you, Joe, but I would argue, even if we're not really aiming for like completely realistic physics and we're kind of going simcade, a lot of the aspects, even right now of the game, feel a lot more realistic than most mountain bike games on the market. So
I wanted this game to feel. Here's the thing: is like there's a difference between having a proper physics simulation or a game that feels like real riding. Our goal is to have a game that feels like real riding. Our goal is not to have a physics simulation. Like, and there's kind of a difference there. But yeah, we want it to feel like real riding while still being accessible and easy to pick up, hard to master. But yeah, the feedback we've gotten from real mountain bike riders is that this is the first mountain bike game they've played that actually makes them feel like they're riding a real bike, and that's the goal.
yep. When are you aiming for the updated playtest? I remember Joe
Next week.
saying like a week. Yeah, a
Yeah,
week.
probably
There you
next.
go.
Hopefully a week from today. So like next stream we can all be playing. Um,
Yeah.
in the multiplayer lobby. We were gonna do it today actually, but we wanted to save another week and polish it a little more.
Yeah. Parrot says, when is it coming out for real? For real, hopefully coming up in like next February, I think you said.
Yeah, hopefully around early next year.
And that will be PC and then hopefully some console as well.
Yeah, PC first, consoles 6 months later is the plan.
Con Colbert says, is the game only in first person? Yeah, there's third person at the minute, but it's very bare bones. We have to fix a bunch of the third person like animations and all that because we haven't really done like big work on that. We've made sure the first person feels really good, but we're going to be coming in after we're done setting up modding this week and next week, like just getting all the animations and third person view and also like all that kind of jazz. Like we're going to do what we call ST-Spats. We're going to make sure everything is dialed there. We want to make it look like, you're going on a bike, and we want to make it feel like, you're a good ass biker. So it has to look good. You got to look good. It's so sick having like proper riding movements as well if you want to be doing edits. So super essential to work on that coming up.
Yeah. I never saw my mom pop in, dude. She hasn't even been watching that. This was BS.
Your day ones, man. Your day ones. What's up, Charlie? You coming in? We're almost done. Sorry about that. We got a little more in.
Just a reminder to wish list if you guys haven't yet. It helps us a lot. Been wish lists have been going up. We're trying to hit that 10,000 wish list mark. We're getting close to 9,000. We're like 8,000 something. So hit that wish list over on Steam if you guys haven't yet.
Yeah, and we're 99% through our follower goal. So if you guys want to follow us on the pin cap on TikTok,
Oh,
go ahead.
sick.
Absolutely. We're at 14,874.
Oh my
So
goodness. Got to get that
shoot it.
15K.
Everybody that's on here, if you want to follow, go ahead. It'd be so sick. When's the game coming out? Hopefully February next year. Or this year, actually, is it? No,
Next year.
next year. So February 2027.
But it's kind of an unofficial in internal date. So who knows what'll happen, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
It's too
things might
early.
change.
We're kind of showing everything as we make it. So I know a lot of you think it's been in development forever. It's really only been in development a year. Most games take more than that. So we're working as hard as we can. And believe me when I say that, I basically work nonstop unless I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Stizzy says, "Love the game, guys. Would you ever change the e-bike model to a bike like the model?" I mean, we're gonna change almost all of the bike models. We're currently seeing is the downhill bike model, and that's like what every single bike in the game has. But like the plans are is like we have, you know, of course, a bike model individually for every single bike type, and even more like just different bikes of like different brands for like the same bike types. Like enduro, for example, you can get more than just one bike. Of course, like we don't know exactly how many bikes we'll have because we got to figure out with like the brands and also which ones we want to do off branded and everything. But yeah, having different bike models is absolutely, of course, in the plans.
And bikes will be one of those things we just continuously add throughout the lifespan of the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we do already have a branded e-bike lined up. I'm not going to say who it is yet.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get that in the game soon. No.
We also can't believe it has only been a year, Aaron. I mean, time flies. I've been working on this thing for. I look at my progression in the map and I'm like, man, I could have gone so much faster. And also at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm actually zooming, and same goes for the rest of the team. Everything's been changing, and it's been super exciting working on this game, especially recently. The team is super dialed. Everybody's got like tasks they're excited to be doing. Um, Everybody's super happy to work, and we got
Oh.
like sound design coming, modding is coming. Like everything's super exciting coming up.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Single parts customization says Rem. Well, I don't think how. Well, we're not sure exactly about that. We're gonna
Uh
have different bike types, but
yeah, I mean we're a small team. We have 2 artists, so we don't have the manpower right now to like be putting down a bunch of different bike parts that are customizable. So that won't come anytime soon or in 1.0 or maybe ever, to be honest with you.
yeah. Harry says honestly, what would stand out the most is if you guys could dial the techie sections. I mean, I'd say we've been doing an excellent job at that.
At what
We're
sections?
still techie sections. I'd say. I
Oh yeah.
mean,
Oh, we're by
we've done a
far the
great
best
job.
mountain bike game when it comes to tech. And it,
Yeah, if you look
we'll
at the other games,
continually improve it, but yeah, for sure.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like we're still in development, and I'd say the only thing more that we could dial about the technical sections. I mean, in terms of level design, I'm sure I could push it a little harder, but like the animations of the bike, like right now, for example, if you hit a rock really hard and it slows you down, right now you look all stiff on your bike, but in real life you'd kind of squash it or something with your arms, and it would still feel like smooth riding. You'd still feel badass as a rider. There's all these little things that come with real life riding that we just kind of have to come in there and give it that game feel. Um,
Aaron says even though I can't go, I can't wait for you guys to go to Crankworks. I can't wait either. Um,
yeah,
we'll try to make a lot. Julian's going to come with us. He's our marketing coordinator now. So Julian's job being there is basically to just make content for social media. So hopefully we got a lot of cool content from Julian and pull you guys into it. So even if you can't go, we'll try to have some fun content to make you guys feel like you can go.
yeah. Uh, Harry says, yeah, it does seem like it, to be honest. Descenders is like butter on rocks. I mean, like, even if, like, technically, like, if you look at the numbers, like, how fast you're going in Descenders, like, how slippery it is, like, technically it would make sense, but, like, two-wheel drifting everywhere, man, like, it feels like I'm, like, for that kind of style of riding, like, you don't
Oh,
two-wheel, drift everywhere. The traction brake, I think if, they tried to make it more for technical riding, it would be an entirely different game, So, um,
it's a horrible run.
would you guys be at the Red Bull Hardline on Cyprus?
I don't
Well, even
know. I mean, we don't have plans right now, but I'd love to go. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know we want to hit one UCI race this year. I think we'll go Lake Placid.
yeah, like Placid
Um,
isn't too far from me as well. I could totally show up.
if any of you guys are in the West Virginia area, we will also be at. I think it's going to be called like the New River Gorge Bike Festival. It's like a new inaugural event, and it's a 3 day like little bike fest in the New River Gorge. So if you guys are in that area, that's October, I think 1 through 3 or 1 through 4 or something like that.
Yeah,
We'll be there. We'll put on some events. We'll be doing some group rides, hanging out.
for sure. Finn, the game is called Cranked. You can play right now. We have a playtest that's going to change a lot coming up. We're going to add a bunch of stuff in it, and if you want to play like the full game forever and support us, until we have the full release, you can, reach out on Patreon, $5 a month to play this stuff. So check it out.
Damn, I just went deep. Oh, that didn't
Yeah,
count. Got to try some of the endurance tracks in the valley there. Some of the best trails I've ridden in New River Gorge or somewhere else.
think he was talking about Crankworks in Whistler. I've been
Crankworks.
telling you. Yeah, there's some really good enduro tracks in Whistler, so
Yeah, I'll have
definitely
to
check
check
it
it
out,
out.
Joe.
Is it like actually part of Whistler, or is it somewhere I gotta like travel to outside of Whistler?
I think it's just in the town. Like if
Yeah,
you just
okay,
go up on the mountains, past the
nice.
village.
Yeah, it would be fun to just do some like single tracky backwoods type stuff there as well. It's the bike park.
Yeah, this is I mean, and I'd make a parallel with Crank. Like biking is there's so much variety in riding. There's so many like game modes we could add later down the line that are in relation to all the different ways you can ride a bike. And of course, it's mainly mountain biking, but even there's just so much stuff you can do. There's
Oh yeah,
people that play like that would, I'm sure there's people that would want like cross country riding,
stupid
for
bridge.
example, or slope style and all this different stuff.
Yeah, Aaron, we'll do some live streams, especially if I can get Julian like live streaming on his phone, like just walking around looking at stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. But we'll try to do
Oh
some
yeah.
live streams. I wonder, can you live stream from a DJI Action Cam?
Oh, like the drone?
Like, because I have like a DJI Action, whatever it's called, like a like a GoPro, but from DJI. Because like I could live stream some of our rides, which would be cool, but I would have to figure out how that even works.
If you get data from that far, I mean, totally. There's a way to do that. You can plug in any camera to stream. So there's always like with GoPro, there's an app you can like see your riding through the app and all. Is the demo getting the open world map? Yeah, we'll have a demo going up, like a playtest, like a week-long playtest that'll be entirely free, that you have like
Bullshit,
everything that
dude.
Patreon will have. So you'll have the open world map and whales and everything, the newest physics, the newest visuals. Everything's going to be on there for a limited time. You can check it out. We'll have it coming up. We'll announce the living crap out of it to make sure everybody gets on and enjoys the ride.
So I'd say you came from Insta360. I'm sure DJI can too. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the cameras have been crazy. I remember getting a GoPro Hero 7 and being like, damn, this is nuts. And now, so many cool features.
What did I end in second? I got a last run. Then we're gonna end the stream. Oh, that's it. That's game. So that's the game mode. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. Quick recap. This is Cranked. If you guys want to get access to it and play now, you can join our Patreon for $5 a month. All the money goes to help support development. I'm the game director. My name's Joe. This was Cedric. He's the level designer. Team of 5 people working on it, plus some admin people like Julian and Brian, and so maybe up to 7. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. We do this stream every Thursday, same time for 2 hours, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. Got a big update, hopefully to Patreon members tomorrow. Mainly, I want you guys to be able to test the new tutorial thing and let me know all the bugs because there's probably some bugs in there still. And then
Yep.
next week we'll update the playtest and there'll be a new playtest on Steam that gives you guys access to everything for about a week or so. So be on the lookout for that. And hit us up on Discord, wish us on Steam, join the Patreon if you want. That's it.
Later.
That's it, guys. Have fun. Love you guys. Is there going to be Rider Cosmetics? Yes, there will. That was the last question. Peace out.
Peace out.
Where's the YouTube button? Bye, YouTube.